All right, we're about to go live here. We're going to do the intro, and then we're going to get into it.
You want us to roll sad?
And here we are. We're back. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday night.
Welcome to the Raconteur Society's Tuesday live stream on Facebook and Twitch. We also have our TikTok running, but you know, it's easier here. We are continuing our game of Exalted this week. That is ran by our illustrious GM, Mr. Dale, down there at the other end of the table.
Hi.
So we're just going to cut it short and get back right to the game because we ain't got much time. So go ahead, Dale.
Okay. Well, a super quick recap. You guys met about a week ago. No, probably almost a week ago. You saved a caravan on the road to a town called Nexus in the east, which is on a big river.
Response to that. Scotland's better than England.
You saved a caravan from a bunch of bandits and followed them to
Yorkshire
Nexus.
request to leave England and join Scotland.
Followed them to Nexus, where they were going to a market, a little market in Nexus. And while you were there, or on the way, you met a family of three. Shanji, his wife Shuri, and their 9-year-old daughter, 10-year-old daughter, Camille. And they had asked you about helping out in their home village of Cafet, about 2 days away from Nexus, because there's some dragon-blooded that are kind of being shady.
Boisterous.
Yeah. Keeping everybody under their thumb. You agreed. You spoke to a solar there in Nexus named Duquesne, who has been around for a little while. He seems to be looking for something, but he actually met and talked to you and kind of wanted to feel you out. He realized you guys have just exalted recently, so he's kind of explaining that, you know,
I got so gassy. I don't know what was going on.
a little bit of the history of the Solars and asking you if your intentions were good, and that's the best way to be on the straight and narrow and keep it on the down low, that kind of thing.
Yes,
yeah. He said you didn't have to be a hero, just try and do good.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
So after that, you went to the market took place. A couple of you bought some things, found some things, ordered some things, and then Shanji, Shuri, and Camille were going to head out the next day on their own, not with the caravan, which is going to stay there for a couple more days, but they decided to head back to Cafet, and you guys had agreed to accompany them. So the very next morning, you guys left Nexus, traveled toward their home village, which is a little farther northeast, and it's going to take about a day and a half to get there. And you guys camp for the night, and that is where we left off. So they had their wagon. Wade has you have your wagon, Barnabas. The rest of you, some of you had horses, most of you were walking. You could ride the wagons or whatever.
Just had Fuzzy Head McFlirty Pants join the
Oh, Muppets.
Yep.
Yep. So basically, you guys found a good place to camp for the night in the wooded areas. It's getting a little bit more like woods to where you're headed. Not as much plain. There's grasslands and stuff, but there's a lot more trees and a lot more brush and a lot more woods off in the distance. But you are following kind of a road. You found a place to get off the road a little bit. Set up camp for the night. I think that's where we pretty much left off. So you guys are settling down for the night. Shanji, Shuri, and Camille are going to kind of
Somebody play crickets.
prepare some food for everybody. If anybody wants to help prepare food, if anybody wants to gather firewood or anything like that, you can.
Do they want to be poisoned?
Yeah.
Together.
I'll help gather some firewood.
Okay.
I'll help him cook.
Cook. Okay. So anybody else can just kind of.
I'm probably going to scratch myself and the monkey.
Okay. Yeah, he's up for that.
While I'm picking up wood,
When you're done, he's like,
Shadow Hunter will sniff around the woods.
okay. Yeah, pretty much. Mark all your territory. Okay. So you guys eventually get a campfire going, have some dinner, sit around, chat, get to know each other a little better, which you've pretty much done for the most part. So it's mostly small talk and stuff. If anybody has any questions for the family, you can ask.
What is the
any
fastest
questions
land
about
mammal?
Kafet or any more details that they might know? Otherwise,
I have a
they're
long, deep conversation with Suwatsu.
which is just
Well, I was
you
going to talk to them about their extended warranty on the wagon.
I have been trying to track you throughout creation. Yeah. So yeah, you guys pretty much settle down for the night, and it gets to be dark. You get the campfire going, and when it's time for bed, Shanji, Shuri, and Camille are like, well, we're going to turn in unless you want to. Did you want to ask them anything, or just small talk?
No, I don't even really do much small talk
Yeah,
either.
I was
but
gonna say.
I mean,
That's why I was so...
Yeah.
it's like I'll talk to him like food, like preparing, just about that stuff, but I don't do anything personal or anything like that.
Okay.
I don't mention the 200 people I killed that one day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Your daughter's very nice. I killed people just like her. So yeah, anyway, when it gets time for bed, I don't know if you guys want to set any kind of watch or if you're all just laying down.
No.
Got some whiskey on the car.
So it's probably about
Yeah, we should set up a watch.
8 or 9 o'clock at night. Shanji, Shuri, and Camille are going to go sleep for the night.
What, a Swiss watch? What kind of watch do you think? A nice watch? Probably a cheap watch. Somebody comes to steal.
Watch.
A watch. Oh, yeah. Oh, that one of those little robots?
The 90s on that one.
It's the little Casio, the little dude that transformed.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, lasted about a week.
I'm about to be beaten.
Not tonight.
Yeah,
Brad.
Brad?
I'm gonna stick with my teeth right now.
Okay. Dale?
I'm good.
Okay.
Gracias. Thank you. What's the word in creation for thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you.
Domo.
Origato.
Domo.
That's what about.
Gracias, Dennis.
It's okay. Well,
I will entertain the well, before we sleep. I will.
oh yeah,
eating all
play some
I'm going
dinner
to walk
music.
in the woods
Dinner.
Okay. All right.
while he's entertaining.
Okay.
For some reason, I have some kind of cathartic trauma that's based on music.
Oh, thank you.
Based on music.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
You must have a little bit of dwarf in you.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Yeah. And he is just as attractive.
Oh, so I was seeing you all there, mate. Oh, yeah.
His appearance is 3 dots.
Yeah. He could be illustrious. if he wasn't already.
I've already got a
beholden
boyfriend.
to
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Norman.
Right.
Remember, illustrial.
He skipped with me. He's mine for life.
Okay, so who wants to take the first watch of the evening for
I will.
a few hours? You will?
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'll sit up with him.
Okay.
Leave
So-
me alone. Okay.
First watch goes a little bit. Gets to be about 10, maybe 11 o'clock, and you do start hearing some. Yeah, yeah, a bunch of it. Blazing Saddles. Should have prepared all those beans and coffee. No, you do hear maybe some howls off in the
Cat
distance,
calls, whistles,
and then
some wolves in there,
maybe
calling in the distance.
yeah,
Not unusual though.
no, not unusual for the East, not at all. But then about 20 minutes pass by, and you notice they seem to be getting closer, louder, and
These are dumb wolves. Why would they tell us they're getting closer?
yeah.
Which I wake up and notice.
Every once in a while, you see, oh. Then 10 minutes later, another shrub up. How? They come up. How? They want you to see that they're coming.
I see that.
No. But you do hear them seem to get a little closer, and then every once in a while you start thinking you hear more. Like at first you think, well, it must be a wolf, maybe two. But after about 20 minutes, it's like,
What's your dog doing?
Storm Shadow, you want to go kind of check that out?
you notice Storm Shadow and Shy are kind of like have perked up.
Sniffing the air.
Yeah, kind of scenting the air, perked up, looking, but they don't seem to be looking in one direction. They kind of perk their ears and they're kind of looking around, but they don't seem to be growling or
Who's
anything.
outside the car? I mean, who's outside the wagon?
Yeah, Shanji, Shuri, and Camille. It's a nice night, so they kind of sleep over by their wagon, close to the fire. So where's everybody else sleeping, or what are you doing?
Probably sleeping in your wagon.
I'm sleeping under it, but
Okay.
Not good.
Well, I never rolled for my
right now.
Okay.
willpower yesterday. Now it's a new day, so should I go ahead and roll for that?
Roll for your willpower.
Yeah, get my point back.
Oh, yeah, you can.
And Shy can. Oh, she'll probably sleep outside her wagon, won't she?
Yeah, she would.
I think I'm going to put some wood on the fire.
Conviction? Right, Dale?
I think so. Let me check. 47.
That's lemonade, kids. Just so you know. These are all lemonade.
Lemonade from Mexico.
Yes.
Mexican lemonade.
We are an 18 plus shade.
Yeah, this is
Doesn't
for
matter.
the day before, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Conviction.
like to think we're over
So you
18.
roll that. And what
Yeah.
you got to get?
Physically,
Just
yeah.
one
Mark
success.
Jones is American all the way.
No,
We got seven.
Drinking Spanish beer on a.
That will appropriate anybody.
So you guys add a little bit of wood to the fire and all that?
Entire tree.
Quite a bit. Make it really a good sized fire.
Okay.
Hey, forest fire,
Not
Joe.
a bonfire. I'm trying to push the light out just a little further. So
As a lunar bear, only you.
Forest fires.
Forest fire.
So after about another 15 minutes, you start hearing actually rustling through the leaves a little bit close, like something moving within earshot. You do hear a couple low growls. But that's
use my
about
night
it.
vision goggles.
Storm Shadow and Shy seem to kind of like have their ears forward. Every once in a while you hear them kind of like growl a little bit, but then they stop. It's not like they're on the defensive, but it's like, what? But it seems kind of odd that these things are so close and they're not like up and ready to fight, especially Storm Shadow.
I think we best wake everyone up. Get them in the wagon.
Everybody who's like resting or sleeping, you can go ahead and roll your stamina and alertness.
They're just resting.
Yeah, if you're resting or if you're actually trying to sleep, roll your stamina and alertness. And all you need is at least, make it one success because you guys haven't been asleep that long.
I mean, awareness.
Yeah, but as I say, I don't have alertness.
Awareness.
Oh, I'm sorry, awareness, yeah.
And where's stamina at?
That's one of the attributes.
Oh, the main attribute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, for anybody who's sleeping, make it two. You need two successes. If you're just resting, one.
And again, ones do not cancel.
Right.
Okay.
3 successes.
Unless you have no successes and you get ones, it doesn't count.
2 successes.
Two successes?
sleeping, so.
Two? Barnabas, did you?
I had 3.
Three? Okay. 3. Okay. So, you
I was
guys,
in the wagon, by the way.
okay. You guys kind of roll over and kind of wake up and you feel something's off. And as you wake up, you're
Check my underwear.
yeah, your underwear's off.
You're in a tub of ice with a note, though.
I don't like this game anymore.
So yeah, you guys kind of wake up, and as you do, you hear a howl not too far away.
I think it's best we get to the wagons. Seems to be the wolves are on the hunt tonight.
So you
They're
guys,
just the children of the night.
They're about to
So what did I notice when I woke up from rest?
Listen to the music they make.
Did I miss that?
yeah, you just kind of wake up, and then you hear that howl, and you're like, oh, that's close. And as you come out of the wagon, you see Shy Shy immediately comes up and stands next to you, and just kind of like listening. She doesn't seem overly defensive or anything, but she is kind of listening, scenting the air a little bit. You hear some more rustling off nearby. They do start to kind of like lower their heads and give a little low growl for a minute. Then they just kind of perk up again.
I'll
So-
start walking out away from the camp and see if Shy Shy follows or how she reacts.
everybody in the wagons. I'm gonna walk off now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
What I did.
she walks with you, kind of right at your side. So you guys,
I'll follow your lead just off to the side.
I'll climb on top of the wagon and wear my bow.
okay. Storm Shadow actually follows along with you. Okay. You guys kind of walk out. Anybody
Are they
else
just
walking out?
curious or what?
No, but I'll have my, that kind of push your blade up out of your
Yeah,
scabbard, get
and
it
have
ready
it ready.
to go.
Okay. All right. You get up on the wagon and kind of ready your
On our
bow.
wagon.
Okay.
And I'm assuming, well, which direction they lead? Are they moving away from which side? On which side of what? Like,
You want a brief little map?
yes, please.
Okay.
Ooh, map cam.
Map can.
Map cam.
Wipe it off.
See if it'll help this situation.
I have some water if you need that. Oh, there we go. We're going to get the map cap going, everyone.
Thanks for joining everyone on
Yay.
TikTok. This TikTok is our backstage cam if you want to see
We take it the back door there.
What?
Oh, somebody sent a bathtub? Was that what that is?
Bathtub.
Gerald Johnson sent it. Thanks, Gerald.
Thank you, Gerald.
Does that mean you should drown here?
Yes, we need a bath for our sins.
Electrical points, you know what they mean.
We need a lot of screwdrivers. Got a lot of screws.
It's the last bath bomb you'll ever need.
Since you're up. Thank
Sending
you.
you a bathtub and an electric fan. Please use it.
Or a 4-slot toaster.
Taking a bath is the best time to make toast.
And don't forget to check your toast with that fork.
Toast! Toast!
I like toast. Yay, toast. Zach Hurlputter has joined us.
Okay, that's good.
Hello, Zach.
All right, can you feed me that wire because
Bullshit.
I'm plugged in?
Mike, you've ate enough already.
Can you feed
John
me?
joined us.
Under here. I can't.
He's a plant.
You got to be more specific on your feeding habit.
Don't know whether the Russians, the Chinese, or the CIA, but he's a plant.
Yeah.
Swamp thing.
Well, Simpleton Supreme and that kid Jacob joined us on Twitch, and we ignored them. Wonderful.
Wow.
They said hello and have fun.
Thank you.
Not that we ignored them. We're actively gaming.
Yeah, I didn't see them.
No, I was ignoring them.
I told him to go away.
I ignore everybody.
Is that why?
That's why my boss doesn't talk to me anymore.
Fucking Ryan.
You call your boss. You still work here? What the heck?
Tell us where you're from there, everybody, on TikTok if you're watching still. We'd like to know where we're being viewed from. My bathroom.
So we know where to send the ransom notes.
Yes. To my bathroom. Wait, my what? Send it to my bathroom.
Setting up the map cam on our Twitch and Facebook streams if you'd like to check out those.
If you don't, fine.
No, don't screw yourself then.
Well, don't let us know that you're screwing yourself. Well, actually, yes.
No, don't let us know.
In fact, show me on me where you touched yourself.
Mike's desperate.
Yes, my wife does love me, though.
Okay.
That's too much information.
Cicada, which wagon are you getting on? This is the family wagon.
What a wonderful word.
Barnabas's.
Cicada. What a wonderful word. Does it go beep, keep you up all night?
It's like a,
Oh, I'm sorry. I got it so stupid. That's me.
Sawatsu, where are you?
Where was the family at?
Right over here by their wagon.
Okay, what would be better to see?
You're sleeping.
I was sleeping probably close to them.
What's in the way, Brad? Is it the mic? Where does it need to go?
all family members are over
This whole room is in the way. Don't worry about it though.
I'm saying if you want to move it this way, then.
No, just leave it. Just leave it. I'll deal with it.
Deal with it, Brad.
Barnabas, where are you?
Under my wagon.
Welcome, Andrew. Welcome, Andrew.
Welcome, Andrew.
Andrew.
Tomo, where are you at?
In the wagon. Snuggled up to somebody.
In Barnabas's wagon or the family wagon?
Whoever's taking me.
I thought he was in Barnabas's wagon with me.
Yeah, I was trying to redo my
Okay.
stuff.
Your hairdo?
Yeah. The hairdo.
Airedale anywhere near the Airedale?
Hey, why does everybody start with S? Shanji, Shuri, Sawatsu, Storm Shadow, Shy.
It's gone.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put.
So there's ST and SS.
Yeah.
I feel a little left out. I don't need to.
I don't think it's a bathtub. I think it's a boat.
Is it a boat?
Yeah.
What's a boat?
It's like a rowboat.
A boat. All right.
Okay. So Valis and Risha, you guys are kind of moving. You see what looks like a little bit of a, not a trail per se, but an easier path through the woods. That looks like it kind of goes out and beyond through the moonlight. You can kind of see maybe a clearing out there. So you guys kind of start to move that way, and it sounds like a lot of the noises they kind of came around, but it sounds like they all kind of came over this way. But they seem to be a little quieter now that you're moving. So you guys start to move this way.
Now I'm just paying attention to how Shy is reacting to.
Yeah, just kind of cautiously approaching. Definitely not growling, but on the defensive.
Raisha, what do you think? Maybe shapeshifters or werewolves?
Or vacuum
I
seals.
haven't
As opposed to
had enough
jock wolves?
information to make a
Towards you.
determination.
Towards you. Up.
Just thinking back to old folklore.
Well, I don't know about your wolf, but mine doesn't seem to be
Okay.
overly
I don't think it moved,
concerned.
but it did.
No, Storm Shadow's not either.
I would think that-
Attentive, but not overly concerned.
And Swatsu, you're awake.
Maybe move the camera a little to the left, Dale. So we can get a little bit more centered.
To the left?
Yeah, just I'm sorry, angle right. Go that. Yeah, that's good.
Good?
Yeah, whatever you did.
Okay. So, okay. You guys are moving off, walking. You guys are just kind of hanging out.
Mike, do we want to turn off the corner light?
Probably not. The room's lit for us.
I'm adjusting it, so.
Okay.
So,
I might stick my hand up to signal anybody at the camp that everything's, just kind of.
okay. Yeah. So
To
while you're
communicate
over
with
here
them.
by Shanji and Shuri, just kind of focused on those guys. You're kind of laying over here by the family or setting up or whatever.
I'm standing up.
Standing
yeah,
up.
in a combat. Yeah.
You're kind of focused on them, and you just kind of glance over your shoulder, and you realize that Camille's not there.
I kind of look over to what's their names again?
Shanji and Shuri.
Sanji, and I go, "Where is Camille?
He kind of like,
Camille, where is Camille?"
she was Camille. He and Shuri kind of start getting up in a little bit of a panic.
I immediately go to wherever she was laying.
Yeah.
And I try to look and see if I can find any tracks or trails
Okay.
or anything like that, like what may have happened.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your perception and I guess it'd be investigation.
And then I can add track, right?
Yes.
What was the first one?
That's a specialty, isn't it?
Yeah. And what was the first one you said?
Perception.
Perception. One, two successes.
Okay. You can see where she was laying, and it looks like she got up and kind of crawled under the wagon. Their wagon.
Okay. Are 10s worth anything more?
2.
Okay, so 3 successes.
Okay. Yeah, you can tell she went under the wagon. And as you bend down to look, she's not there. So she must have went under the wagon and on out. And you notice the tree line is not very far.
Okay. I go over to the fire and see if I can grab a torch.
Thank you. Yeah, you can grab a stick.
And then I pull out my sword and I go back over towards behind the wagon where she may have came out and see
Okay.
if I can see where the trail, if I can pick her trail up again.
All right.
And I'd probably say, if no one's heard us talking, I probably, to these guys still here, I was like, Camille's missing. She went out this way.
You guys in the wagon will hear that. So when you get back around to the other side, go ahead and make another tracking check. Same thing.
Make another tracking check?
Yeah. So, Como and Barnabas, you guys hear that.
Ooh, 2.
And Cicada, you obviously hear that too, because you heard it because you're outside, so does he, but 2? Okay, yeah, it takes you a second, you're like, but it looks like she went off toward the woods this way and into the tree line.
Okay, I start moving quickly in that direction. I also kind of look over to my left, though, and see where these two are at.
Okay.
Are they nearby, or?
These two?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, as you move this way, you can see they're just now walking up to the tree line, but it looks like they found a way to get through. It's a little sparse, like maybe an old trail or something. Or...
Okay, if I see them, if I can still see them if they haven't gone in, I probably kind of yell out, "The girl is missing."
Okay, you guys hear that?
Oh, lovely. She's gone off to get a puppy.
Where was she? That'd be kind of cool.
Shy, seek.
She immediately starts sniffing the ground and moving off this way and kind of goes into the tree line there.
I will get off the wagon and follow the dog.
Okay. So you jump down. You guys, I'm assuming, are following Shy. Mm-hmm. Storm Shadow immediately follows her and starts sniffing the ground as well.
The ninja?
Yes.
Yeah.
The dire wolf.
That guy's close behind.
You guys out here somewhere. Cobra! So, yeah.
That's what they were howling.
So, okay.
Like Cobra characters.
Waiting for one of them to actually start screeching its
Until
dog.
we start playing G.I. Joe.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys start moving off that way. Back at camp, Cicada, you're moving off with them.
Yes.
How about Barnabas and Tomo? Are you guys going to stay in the camp, or are you going to go out there as well?
So
Actually-
we woken up, right?
Oh yeah, you were awake. You
No,
just
you're
stayed in the
still
wagon. You had 3 successes, so you're like, oh,
Yeah,
what?
you had that
Huh?
roll that woke you up.
So, what's that?
Actually, I'm gonna
Ukulele.
come out from under the wagon and start moving around the perimeter. Was that the road there?
Yes, this is the road that you kind of pulled off from.
Yeah. Basically, if everybody else seems to be going this way, I'm gonna
Come down.
check around this way, see if there's anything going on out that way.
Okay.
Keep the rear safe.
Okay.
Always keep
Yeah,
your safe.
I wasn't necessarily going to follow Shy Shy. I was just going to let
Have
her
her go.
seek
Okay.
and stay where I was because that's where the
Fetch the child. Okay.
bring me the heart of the child.
Are you guys?
It's back on the dinner, boys.
Are you guys going to continue down? this way?
Holding the
I'm
child
going to stay
by her collar.
where we were,
Hang her back.
and she can walk and see, and I'll stay where because that's where she was leading us in the first place. So I was just going to like maintain that ground.
Okay. All right. So you stay there. Valis, are you going to keep moving out
Yeah,
this way?
I'll keep moving up with her.
Okay. So you're going to. Well, she stays there at the entrance. Are you going to go on in and start moving?
I'm going to advance in.
Okay. You're going to follow Suatsu. You notice he's going in the tree line. Over here looks like more of a path. Would you follow him, or they're staying here and Valis moves in? Do you follow them, or do you want to try and
I'm
follow?
following whichever the dog goes. Dogs
Okay.
go.
So you're going to come down here and kind of move in after. Okay. Are you following Shy Shy, or are you going to keep moving down here?
I'm doing the path.
Okay, got it.
And my bow is still ready.
Okay, so let me rearrange everybody here.
Had to do a point blank shot on the dogs. As soon as they're clear and they don't see them, they're dead. Good.
No shoot puppies.
They got good fur.
Okay.
I go further than you will.
You want Storm Shadow to stay with you? Because
No, I'll allow him to continue with Shy Shy and find the kid.
You guys get more light. I can't see anything. If we turn on more lights, we'd be pure white.
What's dark?
I think he's being sarcastic. We're very white.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
If you want to see a better picture, go to our Facebook or our Twitch.
And
This is our backstage cam.
Or backdoor cam.
Barnabas, by this
If they're
time,
watching
you're
on the
probably
OnlyFans, it's the
all
backdoor
the way
cam.
down to here.
Okay.
You haven't seen anything unusual, no tracks, no nothing like that, no nothing unusual. So you're just kind of moving along, taking a look around,
Yeah.
moving fairly quickly, I'm assuming. A nice brisk walk. Okay, Tomo, do you throw the covers over your head and just go back to bed, or do you want to get out and do something?
Yes.
Well, I'll get out. So who's left in the camp? Just
The parents.
Yeah, Shanji and Shuri
The two that
and
should be
Barnabas
taken
is over here kind of walking around this area. He is not, and Raisha is right here. But
okay.
everybody else, you can see Valis and Sakata are coming down this path. She seems to be moving straight. He kind of cuts off into the tree line, and then you don't see Suatsu.
Okay.
I'm right behind you.
Thanks for liking the live video, K-Shabs. K-Shabs. KS Chabs.
Sorry if we butcher your name. We're good at it.
Yeah.
We're very good at this.
Would it be butchers?
Bobby, you're following the TikTok?
Yes.
Right now,
Okay.
So I will actually
the
get up
Facebook.
onto the wagon,
It's right here.
boys wagon, and just kind of
I
like
can't see that.
looking around, seeing, and
You can't really see through the trees very well. I mean, you can kind of see her, but once they get into the tree line, there's too many branches at
Okay.
night, and you're like, But you can see over here the trees thin out. Looks like a little bit of a clearing.
okay.
So,
All right.
make a perception and awareness roll though, but your difficulty is going to be. Your difficulty will be 3.
3 successes, you mean?
Yes,
Now ones don't cancel, correct?
right.
But I got 3.
Okay. As you're kind of looking over by this clearing, you see something move kind of into the clearing and stop. You see several shapes, and they look like wolves, dogs,
Okay.
something like that. But you notice at first one of them is like, what? But as soon as you notice it, they bolt off this way.
Okay.
The one in front of the pack is a little bit bigger wolf, not quite as big as Storm Shadow, but a pretty hefty wolf, and it's mostly gray. But you notice it looked like it had small antlers.
okay. With
and you're
my
like-
occult, would I know anything?
You can roll it.
Just occult or intelligence?
Intelligence and occult. But as soon as you're like, hey, it has antlers, they kind of break and all move as a pack off that way.
2.
2? From what you've heard in the East, nothing. You've heard a lot of dogs and omen dogs and stuff like that. Gravehounds, but you've never heard of anything with antlers. But
Deerhound.
there are other things that have been spoken of, like shapeshifters that can take on the different aspects of animals.
Okay.
That's all you know. And it looks like it's the one that kind of like breaks and the rest of the pack follow. And there's probably about 7 animals.
Okay.
So, but they all take off that way.
All right. That was probably my round. So.
So, you guys are kind of scouting around, listening. Alice, you continue down the path to the clearing.
Yeah.
Okay, you get out here. You notice not too long after. Oop, let's stand up. Okay. You notice as you walk out of the path, from out of the tree line next to you come the 2 wolves and Cicada. A little bit farther down is Suatsu coming through the trees. And right out here in the clearing, kind of like looking, is Camille. And as soon as she sees you first, she kind of like waves and starts to move towards you.
I just go ahead and beckon her on. Says,
Okay.
come, child, what are you doing?
So you can kind of hear that out there. Do you come down and join them?
I might. There's Shiori and Schwat.
Shanti, Shuri, and Barnabas is actually coming down around this way right now. And they are kind of coming over by you, but they're not moving any farther. They're kind of like, they're just waiting to see what happens. They don't want to add to the drama of something.
Okay, so all the wolf-ees have left.
Yeah, and as you come through the woods, you can see like the trees just kind of like something, a lot of something or a big something just move through them.
So more like through the bushes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
all right.
they pretty much left the area just as you guys came in.
All right. I'm over my shoulder. I'll go, Flounder!
Yeah, I'll just stay pretty much right there.
Flounder? Where's me flounder?
Oh, don't get fishy.
Situation all the way around.
Okay. Barnabas, you get up pretty much to where Raish is, and you hear that. Founder, what are you doing? You just stay there for now?
Yeah.
Okay. And Tomo, you hear that, and you can see them come through the tree line. You can kind of barely see them over the tops of some of the trees. But yeah, what do you do?
I'm gonna jump down, and then
Turn around, pick a bale of cotton.
Do the hokey pokey?
That's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about.
actually I'll take this round to look around a little bit more to make sure nothing else. They're not coming around.
Okay.
I'll do that.
All right. So you're going to stay up on the wagon?
Yeah, I'm gonna do one round like that, and I'm gonna spend 2 motes and increase the lantern brightness.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, 2 motes, it really isn't going to help you see out there. It'll just, you're already in this campfire area, so it's really not going to help you see anymore. In fact, the campfire is almost like, God, you almost need to be on this side to get your eyes adjusted to the dark. So just so you know, it's probably not going to help much here, but if you go in here and it increases the brightness, that'll help.
Well, I'll spend this round looking around, make sure nothing's coming around on us, and then I'll head over that way. So.
Okay. All right. So
I'll go ahead and pick. What was her name again?
Camille.
Camille. I'll go ahead and pick Camille up and lift her up.
Spank her.
And
Move on away.
What were you thinking, child? Why did you come out here by yourself?
Well, I thought you guys were going to come out here and fight whatever it was, and I wanted to watch. You guys are just really cool to see fight like that. I wanted to watch. And you know, she actually has a stick. Like she was going to defend herself or maybe chip in if she needed to. So.
This is a very sharp stick.
Yeah, it is. It's actually sharp, so it's like
Stick in the eye for the dime.
Okay. Okay. Just remember.
if he came at you with a banana.
Just remember, Camille, that
stick.
with any weapon pointing in toward enemy.
Yeah, I watched you guys do that. As you guys are having that little conversation, you guys kind of come up like, oh, all right, well,
Kinda
whatever.
Turn around, start back.
Tomo, roll perception and awareness. Difficulty 1, so just need at least 1 success.
2, 3.
3. Okay. You see something moving through the brush coming from this way at a pretty quick pace. And
Okay.
it's moving a lot of trees. And as you guys are standing there and you pick her up, you kind of hear, you can feel the ground like vibrating.
Now, which is that
It's like a
north?
beat.
Is that north?
Yeah, be a little bit from northeast.
And it's coming this
It's a
way?
rapper.
It came from around, it's coming
Coming out
toward
of
the
the
clearing.
way.
Okay.
Almost where they left.
All right. I'm going to yell out loudly.
I like pudding.
I like pudding! And there's something big coming from the north.
How'd you know he was going to say that?
Too long.
It's a charm I have.
Yeah. Pudding charms.
Pudding charm. It's called a charm pop. Like a pudding pop.
Yeah.
Pudding pop. Well, we can't do that anymore.
Just don't eat it.
No, just don't give it to someone.
You can eat it yourself.
Just don't
I'll eat myself.
Just make sure you have an antidote.
You guys yell that out. Something big coming from the north.
Yeah, and then I'm going
And
to
you can feel the ground.
Who says that?
vibrating.
Tomo from the
I
wagon.
thought he said he liked pudding or
I
something.
did first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but something big in the north, and it's a lot of pudding.
What do you think?
And I'm going to jump off the wagon and land and then do that way, do that.
Start running that way. Okay. So,
I guess I'll get my bow and arrow ready.
all right. So, are you guys going to move this way down the path, or are you going to stay with them?
Staying where I am.
Okay, staying where you are. You're going to stay where you are.
I'm gonna spend 2 motes
Okay.
and
Watch that
start
baby
my
float.
Spiderfoot style.
Okay.
Spotfoot
Go
style.
along the branches.
Run up the tree and start running across the. Go to the
just
north
so
and see
bizarre.
what's going on.
Okay. As you get up here, you notice it's already kind of like right here, about to go into the clearing. So you can run up and hop in the clearing. Is that what you want to do?
No, I'm gonna stay up on the.
Okay, so as you kind of run this way, get about there. Oh yeah, Ration. And Tomo, you're gonna go past Ration and start moving down the path.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna get right about there. All right.
And I've got the lantern.
Okay.
You know what? To get enough brightness for everyone to see, what would I need? 5 is like blinding.
Yeah, like 2 would be fine.
I'm on
Like a
2.
lantern.
Maybe if I did 3, one more
3
move.
would be okay. That's gonna be like
A camp bonfire or a large fire.
large fire. So
4 would be a bonfire. 5 would be like a spotlight. I think. I think
so
that's the way
I'd say
decided.
2 or 3 would be fine.
I'll put it
You
on.
do notice it is a almost full moon, so there is plenty of light in the clearing, but that'll help brighten it up. Okay, so Tomo, you're gonna run down there. Reese, you're gonna stay with the family right now, but ready a bow. And you guys are all here. Camille is in your arms, and as soon as he shouted, "There's something coming," you noticed just a split second before he said that, Storm Shadow and Shy like spread their legs in a fighting stance and start growling at that direction. So they're just, like, right before he said it, they're like, "Grrr," you know, and they're ready.
I do the same.
Okay, on all fours.
Yes.
Good.
With the bow in my mouth.
All right. They sniff your butt and they're like, "You're good."
I know what mine's at. Stop it.
Okay, so something is going to break into the clearing, and we're going to go into rounds. So
As soon as it breaks, I'm firing.
I will pass this picture around, but Mike, if that you want to post
Yep.
that
I will
picture.
put it on there.
This is what's coming through the clearing at you guys.
Coordination. And then add your initiative.
You can pass this around if you like. This comes bursting into the clearing, and as it snorts, like exhales its breath, it's kind of like this green vapor.
Oh, lovely.
That's a water buffalo.
Better join the lodge quick.
He's got skin
Dice you
condition.
rolled in?
Your decks and your wits.
Yeah.
You roll a d10 and then add whatever.
That's no bull.
Oh,
That looks like a bull.
Yep, it sure
it's
does.
like a very orty bowl.
Comes in like this.
Mad cow.
Comes
It
in
comes
like a wrecking
charging
ball.
in, stands up on its hind legs. Do you have any
How do
tea?
we do initiative again?
It's a d10
Your
plus
dex,
whatever your dex and wits.
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 And then a D10 and
Boy.
Just add dex and wits together and
Yes.
with the D10. Okay.
So, what you folks at home see on your screen out there, that's what just charged into the clearing. So, everybody roll your initiatives.
Initiative 16.
what is it again?
I'm sorry.
I think this is a reverse initiative. Lowest number goes first,
What is it now
or
again?
is it highest number?
Yeah.
Goes?
Okay, it's your dex plus your wits.
Okay,
Right.
hold on.
Lower
Let me
down
up here.
Plus one die.
Oh, announce on, yeah, the announce thing.
Dex
Yeah.
plus wits.
Shatsu.
Plus one die.
And then add a
D10.
d10 to that total.
Okay.
So that would be
And real quick, I think before we start, I'm going to use the bathroom.
Oh.
DM.
And we're done for the evening.
We're gonna do a quick intermission, folks. If you want to go do whatever you need to do to get ready for the rest of the night, go do so. Go to the bathroom, grab a snack, grab your bathroom snack, whatever. Go to bed.
Yep. And that's no bull. That's no bull.
Let's all
Tune in while you're sleeping.
lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Have yourself It's that damn popcorn.
He's always doing that.
He's always singing a song.
It's all rendition, so it's fair game.
And don't sing any Led Zeppelin for
Yeah, for crying out loud. We know we got pinged for that, didn't you?
What, did we?
Yeah, but we were all saying like,
Then singing that.
we were singing that. We had a copyright violation for temporary hold on our Facebook feed because I couldn't figure out what it was.
Kidding me.
No, I'm like, I know we didn't sing that well. I'm like,
You don't have to sing
Maybe
that.
that's why.
yeah. Yeah, but I'm like, the only thing at that timestamp was we were singing that song. So I'm like, okay, it had to be that. So that was just crazy.
Now, was that on TikTok or Facebook
That
or
was
Twitch?
Facebook.
That was Facebook.
That was Facebook.
Facebook doesn't allow me to download the videos anymore either. I gotta go to Twitch now.
Really? Mm-hmm. Odd.
Huh.
Why that is.
Speaking of that, though, you can check out our Linktree anytime you like. If you have some moment right now, go check it out. It's on our social media platforms. Linktree is the link on them. Jump on there. You can find links to everything that is Raconteur Society, like our YouTube channel that has all of our live streams documented and cataloged by order of the game that's being played in the playlist, and then the year and date that is played on. So you can kind of follow the storylines a little bit easier. Other things on the Raconteur Society's Linktree is 222 Studios
Studio 222.
and Kill the Elephant as soon as it gets situated, which is actually a link to Mr. Wade's personal account and Dale's OnlyFans page is up there.
Yeah.
Now, but Dale's Patreon's up there anyway. And the Dragon's Den is present on there, which is the
No content yet, sorry.
situation that we are currently in this evening is deep in the Dragon's Den.
Deep within the bowels. Festive bowels. Bow.
We appreciate everybody who's been following along on the journey so far. We are currently 2.25 years into doing the live stream for the Raconteur Society.
Oh, great.
And we are now at 110 subscribers on YouTube.
Nice.
So we're well on our way to 111.
Thank you,
We
everybody.
have actually been playing together, different members of us as a group for decades.
65 million
The
years.
core member of the group has been playing since 1924.
Yeah.
Actually, you guys started in what, 80 something, didn't you?
80 something, yeah.
Me, Brad, and Mike started playing together in like 91, 92.
91, 92.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me as a gamer started, probably in the 80s.
Well, Mike and Brad were playing together before that.
Yeah. And then I was playing
so the
separate.
mid to early 80s is the core group of this. So we've been at it now for right around 6,000 years.
65 million years
We are
ago.
ancient. We are needs past our
I jumped in with you guys in the early 90s, though,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then left and then came back again.
right.
But was that 95? or 6 or something like somewhere around
Probably
here.
around 96, I think, maybe. Could have been
97
95. Somewhere around there.
Because after that started,
that late.
it wasn't too long ago. I started bouncing around the United States. On to Michigan, Texas. Boy, good times in Texas.
wonderful country of ours.
Somebody might remember me from Texas that's watching, I'm sure.
I remember you. He hit me in the nods.
Spaceman's got nards.
How much I owe you now?
Yeah.
It's kind of hot.
Yeah, hot. Strange, painful way.
So when...
Actually, has anybody else ever gamed outside of the U.S.?
No.
No,
Never been out of there.
I've gambled outside the U.S.
No?
I've never been out.
Because
Well, I mean, I've
I
gamed
actually
with
played
people outside
D&D
the US, but not.
in Korea when I was stationed
Oh, yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
I've actually played on the other side of the world.
There you go.
I played with
Well-
people on the other side of the world, or different parts of the world, but never
But not you
myself.
yourself.
No.
I've never been anywhere.
AD&D. Was it?
Mm-hmm. It would have been second edition.
Keep checking out our YouTube channel, subscribe, and do all that to it. And if we get to 200 subscribers, we're going to do something crazy.
When we get to 200? Ooh.
Not the pudding again.
We're going to play while sitting in vats of potato salad.
We are?
We can do that.
When did we
I
agree to
mean, this
that?
is not, that's what we normally do.
Just now.
What's the difference?
Is it going to be?
Coleslaw. You said coleslaw.
We'll be eating
likes
coleslaw.
I went German potato salad.
German potato salad.
Ooh, got some sting to it.
Potatoes,
Got a little wang in it.
I think I have several.
A little bit tangy.
Okay.
Elvis Presley has joined.
Oh, thank God, Elvis Presley. We didn't-
Hey, man. I appreciate you playing.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, peanut butter and jelly and a banana sandwich.
Potatoes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody got your initiatives?
Yep.
All right, so...
So is that what we were doing?
Yeah. As a refresher, this is how it works. The lowest initiative will declare what it's going to do first and all the way up, and then we just resolve them backwards. That way, higher initiative folks can find out what everybody's doing and react accordingly and do all that stuff. If you want to interrupt somebody with low initiative, you declare it first. All right, so let's start at the bottom of the pool. 10 is probably about the lowest you can get.
7.
So, sorry.
10's the lowest you can get. 1.
Yeah, I was thinking, no, I was thinking D10. So, yes, you can get lower than the 10. Don't feel bad. So you have a
Too late.
7. Okay. Anybody lower than that? All right.
No.
Valis, what are you going to do? You have Camille. And she immediately like,
I'm going to sit her down, staring this thing in the eye, run for the wagons, and get ready into a brutish pose.
okay, got it. So 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. This thing, which looks like some twisted sort of bull, basically breaks into the clearing, kind of swivels its head over, sniffs with that green vapor coming out of its nostrils, and you notice it immediately locks eyes on what you think is you. But as you set Camille down, it looks at her
Uh-huh.
and it starts pawing the ground. Looks like it's gonna start to charge. Okay. 12, 13,
Yes.
13. 13? Okay, so you guys, you're up at the treetops.
I had 12, sorry.
You had 12?
Yeah.
Okay, so 12. Tomo, you're running down there. You can get to the edge of the clearing probably before this all starts.
Okay.
But you are going to be here. Camille kind of comes back and just stands there. She's a run to the wagons, but she runs and kind of stops where she's out of the way and kind of in rapidly watches. She doesn't look like she's going to run back to the cabin or the wagons just yet.
All right. Well, I'm going to put myself between her and this thing and basically, snap the staff down as like when the dirt kind of,
Yeah, very anime.
Yep. And basically, I do that. I'll basically, that flame will spark up and it's like,
Get a little brighter.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
And can I, like, if she gets there, can I grab hold of her?
And kind of keep her behind you or something?
Yeah, I'm going to try and hold her up because I know the staff will protect me. And if I'm holding her, it's going to protect both of us.
Yeah, if you want to grab her up,
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. That's what I'll do.
rip her up by her arm.
Yeah.
Child flail works every time.
I'm going to hit a mother effer with another mother effer who's small.
5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's small.
All right. So then the 13s. So you hear all that. What are you going to do? You going to stay there still? Or do you want to move up since you have your
I'll
bow?
move up to protect Camille.
Okay, so you're going to go up there. Tomo has her in her arms.
Or will have her in his arms.
Yeah. It looks like he's going to pick her up, but you can get up there with your bow next to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Barnabas.
What kind of range am I looking at here for this?
Oh yeah. I don't want to get too close.
Yeah, it is probably about, right now, 20 yards away, maybe 30.
Okay, so
It's
range
pretty good
on a
distance.
range on a thrown weapon is in yards.
Yeah. And it is going to be charging, so it's going to get a lot closer here pretty soon.
Yeah. But I mean, at the point when I'm acting, it's still
Yeah,
okay. You said 20.
yeah. Well, you have a higher initiative, so if you want to wait till it gets closer, now you have an opportunity to do that.
Okay. Actually, I'll wait till. Actually, I'll go ahead and move over to where I'm going to be closer to its line of chart. And basically, still up on the tree, but
Like here?
yeah.
Okay. Okay,
And then I'm going to do the precision of the striking raptor. And I'm going to, let's say, spend 7 more motes on that.
Okay. And that gives you a bonus to actually hit. Is that what
Well, it gives me extra dice for
the attack?
the attack.
Got it.
So, because I'm going to, basically, want to throw hatchets,
Okay.
and actually, what did I say? 7?
Yeah.
Actually, hatchets only have a rate of 2, so see, it's dex and thrown, right, for the base. I'll spend 3 to bump it to 10, so I can just split it into 2 sets of 5.
Got it. Okay. All right. So you're gonna get your charm ready. Okay. So that was 13s, 14, 15, 16, 16.
I'm going to activate Y Zero. For each mote spent, PC adds 1 die to attack roll, cannot exceed dex and archery. Dice pool. And I'm going to spend 2 essence.
So you get 2 extra dice.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. And I'm assuming you have higher than that. What's your?
Yeah, 17.
Okay. What are you doing?
So am I the closest to
You're
it?
the closest one to it, really.
Okay. And it's obviously was it going to charge then? And do I notice it doing the whole staring down at the child?
Yeah, it kind of looked at you and then kind of down the line and kind of snorted. And then as soon as Valis put her down, you followed its eye line like, ooh, that's what I want.
Okay.
And it looks like it's going to charge.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and try and be the first one in front of it then.
Okay.
And I will try and do Hungry Tiger technique.
Okay. All right. So.
So you've got that too, huh?
All right. So, resolving backwards. Suatsu, you're going to go first. So you pretty much step in its path, I'm assuming. And it's going to start charging. So when it gets up to you. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you move that a little closer to the combat? The whole thing. No, the whole thing. Pick up the whole. No.
The whole camera stand.
Stand. Whole thing means a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
back up a little bit. Over this way. Tilt up. There we go.
Okay.
We can see the action.
Yeah, zoom in. Yeah,
Now,
that's
when
the
it
zoom
says-
function.
So now it says cost 1 moat and a minimum 1 essence. So am I spending one?
Yeah, for every moat you spend, that's 1 essence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The minimum is what you need in order to learn it.
Okay.
So you have to have
Yeah.
an essence of at least 1 to learn that charm.
All right. So I spend that, and then I go ahead and roll.
Yep.
All right. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. $10. So 10.
10 successes.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that is going to take extra successes twice for determining damage.
Okay. We'll get to that here in a second.
Okay.
So the first thing you need to remember is you had 10 successes.
Yep.
Okay. And it is lethal damage because you're using a sword.
Yes.
So it's going to try and soak that, and it will be able to soak 5 of that.
Okay.
So 5 dice are going to get through.
Okay.
Now you roll 5 dice to see how much damage you actually do.
Okay.
Pardon me. Thank you, Minty Green, for liking the live video.
Thank you.
Thank you, Minty.
Thanks, Minnie. Minty.
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 You made it fresh for us.
Nope.
Minty.
Smash those like buttons on TikTok.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Where are we at on there? As far as likes go.
And so that is what's doubled then, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You might be able to see it.
Okay.
Like a
You
bunch of old people.
splash into it really deeply,
Supposed to be low.
and it lets out a bellow and just kind of shoves past you.
Oh, you're gonna get bull warts.
So we'll get to that in a second.
That's no bull.
because Next was you.
I'm going to shoot it.
Okay. So
We're gonna try to hit it in
6.7.
Balls.
in the what?
heart.
In the heart?
67.
0.7.
What would be a heart?
Yeah. You can't really do a called
No call?
shot,
Okay.
but it would be tough to hit the heart in there. But just
Especially if it's charging towards you.
yeah.
Okay. Head right between the eyes, then. Fuck it. What I gotta get above?
Thanks, Mighty
7?
Kogar, for liking the
Targeted
live video.
7.
You're welcome.
3. I got 3 that hit above 7.
Yeah, we got 7 now.
3.
Yes.
Okay. Still has a soak of 5, so your arrow just kind of
Half the screen.
and literally
I don't know if you
bounces
do
off
that
of
one.
its hide. Like the warty stuff
Oh,
looks
shit.
like almost
Somebody
It's a
tough
warthog.
skin, like a rhino.
Because
Boink.
we're jumping.
Bounces right off.
So how does the damage work?
You roll your attack, find out how many successes they take. Their
Thank you, Mighty
whatever
Green.
soak is. Well, when you roll your successes, determine your raw damage. It's
Love you too, Minty Green.
I think we did that
Yes,
wrong.
thank you for all the likes.
It's strength plus the weapons thing. So what's your sword?
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, I forgot.
Thanks to their,
I had
thanks to their
special stuff
minty
on my sword,
greatness,
too.
we are now 7.
What did accuracy gave me? +2?
That was for your attack. Yeah.
Okay, so I actually had 2 more dice for that.
Okay.
Should I roll that?
Yeah.
or-
Let's go back and do that again because I forgot.
Okay, so it'd bring it up to 11.
So 11 successes. So you hit.
Yeah.
It couldn't dodge. It couldn't do anything like that. Now we figure damage. So it's your strength plus whatever your sword is as far as damage.
So it doesn't matter. As long as you get a hit, then you roll your damage. Is that it?
Sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
So strength, and then so what is the sword then? It's a katana.
Is it a relic or is it regular?
Oh, damage is +4 L
Okay. And what was your strength?
3.
Okay. So that's 7. So let me read you this. The attack, you make the attack. The attacker's player must roll at least one success to hit the person. Now, if there's any penalties, which there aren't, if they can defend, like dodge or parry, which he doesn't, determine damage. Take the base damage of the weapon the attacker is using, usually your strength and the weapon's rating, and add the attacker's remaining successes, which was would be 6.
Six.
So it's 6 plus 7, which is 13. Okay. Then he would soak from that. So he will soak 5 of those.
Well, actually, because you already had him soak on the initial.
Yeah, we did that wrong. We're doing it again.
Okay.
So
11 successes plus your strength of 3.
The katana's 4.
Now, is the sword it's plus 4?
Right.
Is there a regular damage?
No.
No, that's that.
no,
that
because
is
it is a
damage.
lethal weapon, so it's
Okay.
just yeah.
You do 7 plus the 5.
Plus the 11.
Plus the 11 because he didn't dodge or parry, so it's actually 5 plus the 11.
So 16.
Yeah, but then he soaks whatever lethal damage he can, which he has a soak of 5.
So it'll take you to a 13. Because it wouldn't have been 15, it'd been 17.
Okay, now I'm totally confused.
Okay, you rolled 11.
I got 11 successes to hit.
Okay, so you hit.
Yeah.
Now you take your strength
Yep.
plus the weapon, which is 7, plus any remaining successes from your attack roll.
Oh, any
Which was-
remaining?
Yes, because he couldn't dodge it. He doesn't dodge
I think
it.
that's where your charm comes in, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's going to double anything that succeeds.
So you have the 11 from your roll, plus the 7 for your strength and the sword.
18.
We're at 18. He can soak 5 of that.
So that's 13.
But then you double it, so it's 26.
Oh my god.
Now, for the strength and stuff, am I rolling to see if there's any actual hit or anything?
Yeah, now what you do is you take those dice and you roll to see how many successes
I'm
you
going to
get.
roll all those dice.
All
That's
26.
how many,
26.
just the 11 or whatever, because you don't double the amount of dice you roll. Whatever you roll for damage,
Yeah.
double
that's
that.
double.
That's double.
That's
yeah, you don't double the number of dice. You,
Okay.
that would be like, oh,
giant jar of dice.
so you had 11 plus 7. He soaked 5 of that, so you have 13 dice you can
Okay,
roll.
13 dice I can roll. Okay, so
Now,
And then the
these
successes on
successes,
those, that's
if you have any
double.
successes, that's how much damage, and those are doubled. Yes.
well, now hold on, because we doubled. Didn't we double the first time?
Yeah, we did, but we're doing it again.
This is a whole new roll.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just going to re-roll everything.
Yeah, we're just-
Oh, that really kind of sucks, though.
Yeah.
Because I had 10s in there.
Yeah.
So now,
Just re-roll 10 again. Good.
okay, now I'm just rolling the hit now, right?
No, you're already
rolling damage.
You're rolling your damage now.
Okay.
You're just rolling it in.
Yeah, I'm confused. But
Ones don't cancel. So
2.
You need 7s on these two.
And, 10s do not count on damage either. Just
Okay.
attacks. Yeah.
Yeah, they still just count as one. Then.
You can't botch, and 10s don't count on damage rolls.
3 so far. 4.
4, 5. So we're still ending up 5.
Yeah, but you double those. Your
Oh, I'm going to double those. So 10.
So 10. 2.
How's that? That's so cool going.
And that's 10 lethal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a sword.
So now does that one when his soaking, is that from the dice pool or the actual damage?
It's from the dice pool. Because
Okay.
it works different than Storyteller stuff. This is not Vampire and Werewolf.
Okay.
And this is why the wise arrow thing comes into play, because it's like now you don't have to call a shot because you're doing damage just based on whether they can soak it or not. So yeah, and other Exalted are going to have charms and stuff like that. They can use their stamina to soak. This thing that is built into its soak. So, but actually. Okay, so you gash into it pretty badly across the shoulder, and it spills a lot of blood. It's still moving, and it is going to shoulder.
Moving.
So, all right, now you can fire your wise arrow.
I do.
We're doing it again.
Oh,
Well,
Just
Or do your
he had
damage.
hit.
yeah, if you hit, how many? You had 3 successes
3
for your
hits,
hit. Okay, so
so just 3 die for
yeah,
damage.
it's not dodging or parrying. So determine your damage. What is your strength and the bow damage?
Strength is 3, and the bow is archery, right? Or is it just the bow?
The
The
bow.
bow itself. The rating on the bow.
You got your bow and then the arrow you're using too, right?
Yeah.
The 2 dots on the bow. So.
Well, that's what it cost you.
The
2 rating 2.
Your combat.
What bow? What bow?
damage.
Short bow.
Short bow.
Damage is plus 3.
Okay, damage is
3
plus
L.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, so your strength is what?
Strength
3.
is 3.
So that's 6.
Your bow damage is 3, so that's 6.
6.
And you had 3 dice get through,
Right.
so that's 9. It's going to soak 5 of that because its soak is 5 against
So
lethal
you want to at
damage.
least get 5. You want to get over 5 successes.
So you have, wait a minute, how many dice did you have?
9.
9. So it soaks 5. So
Right.
you roll 4 dice.
okay.
5. Okay.
You roll 4 dice.
Are you just gonna do it that way?
That's the way it should be done.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So 3 wounds. Okay.
Now, how do you know how many wounds you have?
Okay. Take a look at your character sheet.
Okay.
I don't know if everybody marked this down. So, do you have any of those boxes blocked off anywhere on those?
On what?
Bottom center.
Down in your wounds, the middle box with the squares?
There
I got-
is there was a word that says incapacitated.
Yeah.
So it's all those
Okay.
boxes.
Do you have
in there.
boxes blocked off there at all?
There's X's in them, yeah.
Okay.
Mine doesn't.
Okay. Let me go through that. And do not put X's there because I'm going to explain how you mark wounds on your character sheet.
Well, this is confusing.
Yeah, it's not bad once you get used to it. So, find where the wounds are. There they are.
Hey, Dan. Oh. Exalted.
Exalted tonight. Yeah.
Sort of
It's always a mixed
I
bag.
told him.
word of darkness
Okay.
Tater chips.
stuff.
So, how many of you have ox body technique at all? And Dennis, we've already gone through your sheet.
Yeah.
You have them marked off. You have ox body technique.
Yes.
Okay. How many times did you take it? Just once?
Just once.
Okay. Did you write down what you chose to do with it? Did you write that down at all?
No.
Okay. Let me give you an option because that's going to change what you have. I gotta find it first. There it is.
I need to read the book better.
Yeah. So you took it once.
Mm-hmm.
So you can choose one of these things. Let me mark off for everybody else. You wait. Everybody else doesn't have
You
ox
wait.
body technique.
Hey, wait.
Okay, you're -0. You notice you probably have 5 boxes there.
Yes.
I have 8, but I have a different character sheet, so I don't know if that matters. So
Yeah, that matters.
okay,
You should have 5 squares there.
okay.
No, you have 5.
Just one row. one.
Oh,
Just,
okay.
just the top.
Okay. Never
If
mind.
you do not have ox body technique, fill in the 4 last boxes.
Fill them in.
Fill them in.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll have a
That's all.
We have one blank box.
at the very beginning that says -0. Okay? The next column is -1. Thank you. Fill in the last 2 boxes. So you have 3 -1 health levels. The -2 has quite a bit. You're going to fill in.
But I have this. But I have.
Yeah, yours is different because you took
Yours
the
is
ox
going to be
thing.
different because you get a choice.
That's what he said. Everybody else but you.
Yeah. So everybody for the -2, fill in the bottom row of boxes. All 5 of them.
Oh, okay.
And on that first line, fill in the very last box.
So you were hesitating.
So it looks like you have 4 -2 health levels.
Yeah.
Okay. -4 and incapacitated, you leave those alone. Okay.
Okay. So -2.
Okay.
Bottom 4.
Now, Rob, you have a choice. With ox body technique, you can take an additional 0, 1 or -0 health level. You can take 2 -1 health levels, or you can take 1 -1 health level and 2 -2 health levels. Now,
One more
okay,
on this one.
go ahead. So basically, you'll have 2 -1 health levels. So you just fill in
one up
the
on
last
-2.
box.
-2. He said the last
Okay.
row.
And then you have
And
2 extra -2 health levels. So you're just going to fill in those bottom 4 boxes. Got it?
Nope.
No, seriously, do you understand?
Get it. Sorry, I apologize. But
Okay.
we'll figure it out.
I'm going to come down there and show you the book because you need to understand this before we get too far. Because it's not as confusing as it seems. Everybody's going to look like this.
Right?
You are going to have an extra -1 health level. Yeah, don't do this.
so blocking it in is doing what? Showing what?
Yeah, because as you look,
Means
if you
you don't
take
have it.
bashing damage, you put a slash through the box. If you take lethal damage, it's an X. If you take aggravated damage, it's a star. So if you have a bunch of these with X's in them, it's going to get
You
confusing.
can get the shit kicked out of you, yeah.
So yeah, mark in these top 4. Fill them in.
Okay.
Now, you are just going to mark in the last one because you took an extra -1 health level.
Right.
This is the first time we've been running this system.
You are going to mark
We've-
in.
First
we've
time
done-
we dealt
well,
with damage.
Yeah, damage.
Well, as
We're still
like
learning the.
this game, this game of Exalted. We've done other World of Darkness stuff, but this is a little different.
It's not World of Darkness, so.
Yeah.
It's the system. It's
way
just a
this-
different.
The way this
No,
works.
that's why it's not World of Darkness, though.
Yeah.
It's similar, but it's
It uses the same mechanics, but it changes some of the stuff.
Right.
So if you
That's
look,
what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
yeah.
Brad, you have a regular character, so you're gonna if you take bashing damage, you put a slash through the -0. If somebody hits you for lethal damage, you would make this an X and add a slash to -1.
Oh, I get it now.
And
Okay.
it just kind of moves down. If you took
right.
aggravated,
It stacks, right.
then you just make an X and a star, and everything moves down the list. See, these 3,
Gotcha.
then these 3 move, and you fill that in. Then this would fill in, and this would move
Filling
down.
in cascade.
So your lesser wounds are going to move down closer to incapacitated,
Right.
and your more grievous wounds are going to be
Right.
at the top.
Right.
So
I get it now.
you have taken extra health levels, so whereas Brad is only going to take 4 wounds before he gets to -2, you're going to be able to take 5.
Right.
And then when he gets to -2, he'll be able to take 4. You're going to take 6.
Okay.
You will
I
still.
get it now. Yeah.
In the Oxbody technique, if you take the extra -1, you can take an extra health, but you still have no penalty.
Right.
You can take more lower penalties. You're going to take a lot more damage, but you'll be at those penalties.
Right.
So that's where you should.
So when do you actually start taking the penalty? When you actually
Yes.
filled in all the boxes, or when you first fill in a box?
When you get to that row, that's your penalty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So
And it doesn't matter what type, if it's aggravated or lethal, it doesn't matter.
or bashing.
Okay.
The only reason it matters if it's bashing, lethal or aggravated is how long it's going to take you to heal.
Okay.
So, okay.
Yep.
So yeah, that is once you do it, it's pretty easy, but understanding it initially is kind of confusing. But I hope you guys understand it
now.
now.
Sorry.
Okay.
No, yeah, it's easy. It's just different than everything else.
Right,
It
right,
takes you a second
right.
to concentrate on
Had I
it.
read the book better, I would have.
Well, if I'd actually read the book, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Rob, give him your book. You don't read it.
Yeah.
I found it.
But it's at Brad's house.
Look what I found.
Okay.
Therefore,
yeah.
love this, miss this. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry about that, but this is the first time, like the extras, they're not going to do anything to you guys. This thing could, but you guys are so powerful. It's like,
Spanking it like a
But I will
little
tell you that
bitch.
when you come up against actual Exalted or like a number of them, that's going to be like, yeah, it's not going to be like chop him in half. It's going to like chop. Oh, he's like, thank you. He's going to be just like you guys.
And Anastasia's online. Anastasia.
Come on, Miss Cracker.
Thanks for following us.
Hi, Anastasia.
Cracker, cracker.
You just got back home.
So sorry about that. Let's get back to this. So you
And now back to you.
shot it.
Cracker, not Cracker. I'm sorry.
I
You
don't
shot
know how
it.
it's pronounced.
The arrow basically sticks right out of like its skull, but it doesn't look like it goes in very far. It just think, And
Hoping it annoys his brain.
yeah.
You pick it up a little bit.
Okay. So that would go
I've got
to
something on my
you.
mind.
So you can throw your hatchets.
Yeah. Yellow for one of them, black for the other one.
Got it?
10. So for hitting,
That counts as 2.
all right, so 4 on one,
Okay.
and then 10, 2, 3, 4. 4 on both of them.
4 on both of them. Easy.
Just ate a die.
Okay.
Does anybody want some?
I just saw you
So
reach over.
Wade, your
like
strength
the dice thing and pop them in your mouth. I'm
plus
like,
your hatchet,
he's chopping on
3.
dice again.
Yep.
and you had 4 dice on top of that.
4 dice on each of them.
Soak is 5, so it subtracts that. So 4 dice get through on both hatchets.
Right.
Now you can roll your 4 dice and see how much damage you do.
Oh,
Now,
the saltine.
does he roll dice to absorb? How's that work?
No, soak is just his soak. Now, when you attack a human, the only thing they can soak with is their armor. Animals have their own kind of natural soak value. That's it. The difference is Exalted, you can roll half your, or you can take half your stamina rounded down plus your armor to soak. Mortals can't do that. So when you guys take damage, you would take whatever your stamina is halved, round down, plus whatever armor you're wearing, and that will stop some of that damage from getting through. But natural animals mostly have their own natural soak that's kind of a set value. Okay.
2 on each.
2 on each, so that's 4. And that is lethal.
Yes.
Okay. So this thing getting ready to shoulder past Suatsu, and you kind of like
can't do that.
cut it right across the shoulder real deep. It's gushing blood, and it's still coming. An arrow just boonk into its skull, and it's still coming. You like fling 2 hatchets right at the base of its neck, and it like shoulders past you, and then just kind of nosedives right into the dirt.
All right.
So, and yes, this thing had a lot of health levels to get through. So, if it hadn't been for Brad's
Wonder powers you take.
form of somebody really dead off, form of a con man. Good job.
So it's down and out.
It's down and looks like it's dead. So, if it hadn't been for your big attack at the beginning, yeah, you probably all would have been fighting it. But good job, guys.
Well,
Hey.
Well, it's back on the menu.
Yeah, I didn't say. That's no bull. No.
Let's milk this thing.
what I was going to do, I was going to use my excellent strike, which allows me to put one die extra for up to double my dex and melee, which is 6, which would have been an additional 12.
Yeah.
So that would have added to my dex and melee, right? So, okay, so that would have been 18 dice going at it.
Yep.
And that would have come out of my peripheral essence.
Ooh, that would have been interesting.
So
Start going.
I would have glowed this big golden wolf head.
Which means everybody who meets you is gonna be like demon.
Yep.
Well, it's just us.
Well,
Shanji and Sherry would be over there. Did you just see a giant glowing wolf? I don't know when, because they're looking right down the path,
They know.
right at you. They do.
Well-
know. They do know. But anyway.
Anyway,
So this thing falls. Yeah, go ahead.
after it falls, I'm going to go ahead and jump down and flip
Yeah.
and retrieve my hatchets.
Okay. Yeah. So as you guys kind of move over to this thing, it's if anybody does, but the first thing you hear after it falls is brief silence, and then a little kid. Yes. She's like so excited.
She's learning all the wrong things.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So
Ratio would have, once the bull fell, she would have kept her bow and arrow on it just to like
make sure. Yeah.
Hey.
that would have been 7 for success. That would have been 7 for successes. Hey, 7 or more.
Yeah. 7 or more for success. Sorry, I was on 7. What? What are you talking about?
007.
So anyway, you guys kind of move up to this thing. Anybody who chooses to, and
Jackal God just showed up. Thank God.
it's pretty well. It's dead, but as you get up to it, you notice it's kind of like got a weird kind of stench, almost like
It's a sulfur bowl.
almost like ammonia. It's kind of like that.
It's a cactus bowl.
Yes, it smells.
Hey, look at my blade. Is the blood reacting on the steel anymore?
No, but you do notice the blood is a lot darker than normal, almost like a deep brown color instead of red.
Okay.
But as you look at it, you're like, yeah, this does not look normal. And those of you,
I'll come up with my land. I'll put the monkey on her and I'll tell her stay back.
okay,
Keep her there.
yeah,
Oh, great. Now the monkey kidnaps the kid.
yeah, yeah, the monkey does the get back.
All right, and I'll come with the lantern. I'm like, I have a
Practice it.
colt, so I would know that.
Yeah, as it dives nose first, it digs a rut with just the weight of its
All right,
skull
they
and the
want a sound
horn.
effect.
Yeah, yeah.
Crash, boom.
And it farts.
Oh.
So anyway, you guys move up. He's got his lantern. As you start looking at this thing, everybody, if you wish, can roll your intelligence. And if you have either
Too much work.
Occult.
lore or occult, lore or occult would work, I guess.
Lore or occult.
I have a cult.
What do you name it?
444, I love you more. You mean any good in the game.
No, that's
More successes.
I got 2.
Yeah, three.
3.
Excuse me.
1.
I got a roll.
1. Did you get any information? Did you get any successes? Okay. Yeah.
It's a cow.
Give me
It's a cow.
Once you, Camille
We're actually
probably
working on that
grabs
effect.
Rin's arm and goes running over to Ratio, which is right there. So she kind of moves over towards you.
Camille does?
That was awesome. Yeah. Because you've been playing with her the most,
Yeah.
so you're the bad influence. The rest of you guys get up there. The wolves kind of sniff it and then just kind of. Oh, Shy actually goes over with you. Storm Shadow comes up and sniffs it, just kind of, and moves back. And as you guys get up there and start looking at this thing,
sniffing
you're
it.
like, "What is it?" You all have heard of the wild areas where the Fae folk encroached on humanity and kind of warped it with the power of chaos. This thing looks like it's wild tainted. So
Its taint is wild.
yeah.
This thing's had to wild of the taint.
Can you get that in a body wash?
Wild bull taint.
Wild bull taint.
The body wants you to wash it off.
Yeah, it's like the wolf-horn wild bull taint.
I can see your character. Man, just sitting there like,
Wild team.
wild taint.
Oh, God,
I can see Brett's character just standing there stoic. Yes, I used it.
It's like Sex Panther. We're 70% of the time, 40% of the time.
But yeah, it's definitely been touched by the wild, and you're like, that's not good. And those of you who made more than one success, obviously know you're not going to be eating that. Because if you eat it,
This is not edible by us anyway.
nope, it's not.
I'm
Not
not
even in the balls.
even going to bother skinning it.
I will try to get my arrow back.
Guess it's kind of like Thai food then.
Yes.
It's a really bad
It'll
taint.
go right through you.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Now I'm hungry.
Need to be tainted.
It's like eating Taco Bell and then getting fraculated by like Casanova Frankenstein.
Or getting a prostate exam when you're going to go eat at a buffet.
This is going to be the
While you're eating the
special
buffet.
sauce at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
That's Brett's character. Wild bull. I eat it.
Oh, announcer. Go deep voice.
Deep voice.
Is that what that is? It a request?
Jacker wants you to go
They
deep
want you to
voice.
do some voice acting, mister.
Oh,
Well, that
really
would be the
hurts.
Mercer effect, though. We-
Sounds just like Bob from Bob's Burger.
I am a bull. That really hurt. I'm
Really?
very, very upset.
It's Archer.
Would you like to see my taint? Okay, so there you go. The deep voice bull is dead. Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
So anyway, you look at it, that's definitely messed up.
There's no bull
Right
today.
before he comes in the tree line. Oh, yeah!
Oh, man, that's taint.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good powder. I drink it.
Okay. So you get Camille. What are you guys gonna do?
Clean off my sword to start with.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I know,
Clean up
You can
my
reach over to Cicadas.
Yeah.
what I know with my roll, should I burn this or will it taint the area if
Thanks
it
for
dies
coming,
here?
Michael.
It won't taint the area if it
Michael,
dies
sure.
here. It's just the taint
this.
will die with it,
Okay.
but it's just been affected by chaos, essentially.
Okay.
So
Michael.
I just
Smash the like button.
walk up
folks.
to it and kick it in its nose.
Hello, guys. I
and-
hope you have a great night.
You're
So far,
lucky.
so good, Michael. We're doing all right.
So yeah, Camille, Shuri and Shanji are kind of standing there at the pathway. They can see you guys, but they can't see you guys and what just happened. But they definitely heard it, and they're like, "Is everything all right? Is everything okay?"
Thank you for
And as you
watching.
turn around,
It is now.
as you turn around with Camille, they do start like, "Okay," and they start coming down the path. So,
Okay.
are you gonna stop them before they get there, like meet them halfway, or are you just gonna let them come on in?
I was gonna like set her down and kind of swat her butt and say race shy shy and have shy in her race.
Oh yeah, she loves it. Yeah. So
Just
she
to
gets
make it
back
a
to her
game.
parents right about here. You guys, what do you do?
And then Sai kills her parents.
She's eating like the green is coming out of her nose. Oh, that one burger.
I couldn't pass up the steak.
Yep.
Okay.
Do
probably go to the
any of you guys want to snag a trophy?
No.
One of the horns or something?
Well, like these.
Okay.
This thing is an abomination.
It is the wild. It whiz of the ting. It may affect.
Oh, that fire, it looks like it's very, very big over there now for some reason.
The wagons have caught fire.
Oh, the wagon's over there. It's so good. It keeps the wolves away.
Check the thermostat out. I brought my staff out.
Holy
and you
crap,
can
we got a
see.
universe. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, a universe.
Galaxy. Thank you, Cracker.
Wow.
I'm going to try to burn the carcass. I'm going to grab some.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to burn it, you
grab
Cool
some.
things for us like
I'm
that.
getting my hatchets and heading back to the wagon.
Thank you.
Suwatsu, are you gonna head back, or Valis is going to try and burn this thing here?
I'm going to say,
Well, it's in a clearing.
I know you have practice, right?
You can keep an eye on it and make sure.
Probably.
Well, no, you don't know I have
Okay.
tracking. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Just some brush around it to be able to.
Well, they're doing that. I'm going to, like, as I'm stand up and after an examine, I go,
I saw there was other creatures over here. I don't know. Can you see the feet? I have no way of seeing the.
You walk over that.
yeah,
way.
with the lantern.
Are you gonna go with him?
Actually, I will.
I'll go over there too.
Okay.
Do you both know how to follow the trail?
I followed a few.
It sounds like
times.
Indian.
Yeah. Cicada, what are you doing?
How?
Are you headed back to the wagons as well?
So,
All right. So you three kind of walk over here. Raisha and Cicada, you guys head back to the wagons.
What a wonderful word. Cicada.
And Valis is gonna
Yeah, to
set
help
fire
calm
to
the
this.
family down.
Okay. So you guys go back. You start up your fire. You three walk over to the other side of the clearing. You're like, they went through here. Everybody roll perception and awareness.
It's in which part?
Just those three at the other edge of the clearing. I'm sorry.
Oh, not me.
Yeah, just the three that walked over to the other side of the clearing. Valis, you get the fire going and kind of like it. It actually ignites
Add track
quicker
if we
than
have
normal.
that. Or...
Yes, if you have the specialty track. Oh, actually, on this roll, you don't have to right now.
So just the
Just
awareness.
perception and awareness.
Ones don't cancel, right?
Right.
I got one.
Okay.
Excuse me 1 second. That's right, Goose. We are geeks. Geeks past our peak.
Okay. 4 and 3 and 1. Okay. Tomo goes up. Yeah, they went off this way. Can you track them? Heap them big. Can you track the tracks? And you guys are like walking up, and before you even look at the ground, you look in. You're like,
Yeah, right there.
yeah. You see two eyes staring at you, and you're like, oh. And about 4 feet in the trees, where it's a little darker, you see what looks like a wolf's eyes. And
Two wolf eyes, not just one
yeah,
wolf eye. Right?
two. Yeah, it's not silver bullet.
It's a wolf holding up 2 eyeballs.
I just hope it wasn't one eye as he had a patch on the other one, and it was like the Nick Fury of the wolves.
Put them together.
The Avenger
Forever, yeah. Shouting things.
But yeah, you see the two eyes, and then as Tomo looks up, you're like, "What are you looking at?" Oh, and it's
And looking for Tomo?
as you look, you can kind of make it out
guys are
like
good.
the dark shape of a wolf with the antlers, and it just kind of cocks its head, nods, and kind of looks like it's waiting to see what you're gonna do.
I kind of bow at it. I probably would have had my sword put away already. I still have the torch out though.
Right.
And so I'd probably just kind of maybe bow to it
Like a
awkwardly.
zero?
Okay. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna
Kind of give the hey, chief.
So,
You're kind of like, ooh, it's right there.
Yeah. I can't look at them. I'm like, actually, I do whatever.
the average age of virginity lost in that room is 30.
So,
You are so wrong.
what was it? Was high realm? What was the old language?
You guys have lost yours already?
I say high realm.
I don't know. I keep friend.
Keep finding
You
other
say that
ones.
in high
I
realm?
just use that one.
It actually kind of like, you see its ears perk up,
Yeah.
and it says, I have not heard that language in a long time.
That's what I say.
He looks at you two. Is he going to die soon? Well, it says, I have not heard that language in a long time.
Are
Give it a
you
milk bone.
a part of the wild?
No. And it kind of looks around, and you see it before your eyes kind of start to stand up on its hind legs, and as it does, it becomes a man. When he stands up, you notice his eyes are still the eyes of a wolf. He actually has the antlers. They're a little smaller now, but they actually kind of curve forward.
Still too.
He's wearing what looks like almost like a fur, kind of like what Valis has, like a fur cloak.
But it's plaid.
Yeah. It's he's got the little beanie baby strapped to his crotch. No.
Which one?
He is in the wild.
He is the
Well, it's the crab, of course.
Oh, the crab.
No, he wears like a fur kind of loincloth as well, but you also notice he has like a leather belt with maybe a couple daggers off of it. And when he shapeshifts, he's bare-chested, very strong, but very old.
Nipples are sticking out.
He looks like he's probably in his early 60s, but he's still very fit. You notice across this shoulder and up into his chest, he has what looks like tribal tattoos, but in the moonlight, they reflect, and you notice they're silver.
Is this any of those you've had scanned before?
No,
Okay.
no, I haven't drawn this guy.
You fine.
I know.
Good evening, friend, my friend. So
And as he stands up and faces you, he's like,
Good evening.
I am what's called a lunar.
Does that mean anything to me?
Yeah, you think you've heard that term before, but it's like a memory for you. It's not like somebody said it this year or last year. It's like when he says it, you're just like, how do I know that? I don't know how I know that, but I know that. A lunar. Tomo, you've probably heard about lunars being into first age and stuff like that. So you know the lunars were
I have a
shapeshifters.
cold of 3 too.
Yeah, they were shapeshifters in the first age, and they were kind of like the generals of the Solars. They, when the Solars ruled during the day, the
they were
Lunars
the
ruled
protectors.
during the night.
Yeah.
Along with the night,
Yes, you're my ghoul.
yeah, the children of the night. But yeah, the Lunars would kind of protect during the night, but a lot of them were either generals, confidants. Solars often married Lunars. So
See,
he's looking for a
at the third 30, yeah. I'm gonna get some now.
Get the
just because I was looking at that horse, that bull's taint, doesn't mean I'm freaky. Everybody was doing it.
Anybody a rubber walrus protector?
I made a purse out of it.
And Barnabas, you've probably heard that. What's your lore? Do you or
One.
occult?
a cult of one.
Okay. So you have heard of it, like shapeshifters, when Valis was asking?
You should recruit more.
But you also have that kind of like,
What?
I know that somehow. But he says, I am what is called
Black
a
shirt
lunar.
and black tee for
I
sure.
hope we are
Carries
well
a
met.
protractor on his person somewhere.
Everywhere he
Everywhere he
goes.
goes.
No. All I got is one of these. I carry two.
Don't screw with the old guys.
We don't care.
That's right, kiddo.
He says, I hope we are well met. I am Yunkar, and I am much, much older now. Thank you for helping my pack. That thing has been in the area for a few days, and we're not strong enough to attack it or defend ourselves, or I am not, and my children are my children. So, thank you for destroying it.
You're welcome.
Where did it come from?
The woods.
Thank you.
Where did it
You do have tracking.
Where did it go? Where did it come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
He says, far, well, not too far, but to the west of here, I know there is a wild area. We don't go there, but it traveled quite a ways.
Why was it looking for her? Did you sense something in her as well?
No.
Do
Who
you
knows?
understand why it may have sought her out?
He nods and he says, well, the wild is very close to what the fair folk are. Probably because she's a child, an innocent. Could make a good meal, or it might have wanted to feed off her imagination. Who knows?
I'm going to take out my protractor and see how far away.
So he says, I was getting closer to find out if you were truly what I thought you were, what I sensed, and you are. We're well met, but I want you to understand I'm not involved in any of the dealings of the civilized world anymore. I will not be drawn into any fights or old grudges.
You speak as if you expect us to ask you to.
Bless you.
He says, I traveled with soldiers during the First Age. I saw what happened to them. I have not seen many since then, but I have heard tales now that you're back.
That is because we are killed before it can happen. The tapestry is strung about by those who have taken over, which was once what we were. So the cycle repeats.
That's what I'm afraid of. I saw the solars fall, but I saw many of them fall
Poorly.
justly. And I don't want any part of that.
Fall justly? As in,
Maybe they deserved what they got.
Power corrupts.
I certainly hope that that is not the way with you, or that maybe if you are returned, that
Life is but a path to return and make sure we take the correct one each time.
I didn't order a fortune cookie.
I didn't either, but it's what he said.
And he says, well, if you have, well, you obviously have returned, but I hope it's not going to fall the way it did before.
Nope, we're just going to take over everything and run it the right way this time.
We're already doing that.
According to my protractor, it goes to the left 90 degrees. So,
You are such a
let's
geek.
go have a drink.
He is such a you are such a geek with your protractor.
Yes.
I have one as well.
Here, you want one? I have a spare too, but
He does say, I do thank you for protecting my children, my pack, and I. I hope we are well met, and I wish you well on your journeys.
we wish you could join us with our fire tonight. Perhaps you could tell us some stuff of what you remember.
yes, we have steak.
You eat up.
Wolf steak with black pepper.
He says, unfortunately, I must decline.
I'll screw you then.
Yes.
We didn't want you to stupid fire anyway.
It's fine. You go away and your family.
Go play with
Your own
kids.
butts.
Go check your wagons. My children have set them alight. No, he says, I thank you, but I must decline. I must get back to my children. But if you want to know more of the old stories, there are some that I know a little farther to the south that would be more than willing to speak to you. More so than I.
Are they lunars such as yourself?
Yes. And they may be more amenable to whatever cause you may have. Especially if it's setting things right.
On fire.
That is subjective, but yes.
It is. But you may wish to speak to them. Their, I suppose, alpha would be known as Britar.
And you are
Yunkar.
Yunkar.
And the other one's retard?
That's me!
No, I am.
What's a wall card?
You are retard. No, he says Yunkar. There is. Double check their names. He would give you their full names.
I'm not there, so I can't write any of that.
Me either.
We're just tossing to the bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's saying little pushy. They're happy little trees.
I'm gonna paint these guys.
Next to it, the burning bush. What?
There is Britar, the alpha. She is much more in charge than the others.
I got his attention.
There is
I will end my virginity, I swear.
Tell my protractor.
Before the end of my head.
In my game, I will finally have the sex thing.
The sex thing.
No longer will I spank the monkey.
Where is your monkey anyway?
He's back there with the little girl. Ooh,
Spanking her.
I didn't think it was illegal.
My monkey's spanking me. I don't get it.
Oh, dear.
There is Kunadai, and there is Ajaba.
Jabba?
Yes.
Jabba.
I do not remember his entire name. Kunadai is also known Kunadai, the Unwavering Maul. Ajaba has very many names.
I see.
They are to the south. They may be willing to speak to you, but I
How far to the
respectfully
south?
leave.
Is it a good time for me to take a stand-up break for a little while?
Yeah, we can. Right after this. Sure. It's going to be just... Okay, so he says they are to the south, maybe a few weeks' walk.
Is there a specific place where they can be found in the south? Like a Carrion Valley?
They do stay at a glen near a...
Glenwood Apartments?
Yeah, a glen next to a mountain. A small mountain.
Kimberly Terrace.
Kimberly Terrace. Bring a gun.
Is there a tree we must snip?
He looks at you. Is that a joke?
Would you like a fire hydrant?
Or a protractor?
Yeah, so shove that projector right up your prostate.
I'm no longer a virgin!
No, he says there is a glen near a small mountain down in the south. I don't know. I've long since forsaken the civilized way, so I don't know names of anything. Just
Tree.
yeah.
Stupid.
No, he's like tree, bathroom.
Bathroom.
Rocky.
This
And
is a hoople doggy.
he kind of looks, and his Valis is over there, kind of like, "What are you guys doing?" He just kind of like, "I must go," and he immediately shifts back down to a wolf and runs back through the trees.
Through them? Wow.
Okay.
Ghost wolf.
Phase wolf.
Welcome back, Cracker.
It sounded like an ace.
No, not Jesus.
And Brad is back.
Who? I've been here. Jesus. No one ever sees me.
Or 2021. Good evening, my friends. Talk about loving math.
Hey,
Oh, with your protractors and
we're actually getting people on Twitch finally, and we're not
Nice.
paying any attention whatsoever.
Oh.
people on Twitch.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Twitch. Thank you.
I have to get a big magnifying screen to put in front of that one so everybody can read it.
So once Valis burns the body, it will burn after an hour or
18
so.
cans of gasoline.
You guys, do you stay and wait for it to burn, or go on back?
Yeah, I went back to the wagon.
So you guys go back to the wagon.
Happy send us a dinosaur.
You two, when you return to the wagon with the family, you notice Shanji and Shuri are basically admonishing Camille with tons of love and relief. It's like, don't you ever do that again. Oh my God. And then hugging her and kissing her. So I
down,
just wanted to
Steve.
see the
Like
fight.
me when I punish my kitty cat.
Yeah, I wanted to see you fight. You know, it's like, you'll see them fight. Come on, don't do that. So, yeah, she's back. She's safe. They're very happy. They thank you very much for, and they're like, what was that? And then when you guys kind of come back, you can all tell them whatever you want. If you want
Big
Go ahead and burn the
full
bowl.
detail,
Big bad bull.
You weren't chewing the bowl, were you?
Big bull.
shoot the bull.
Or shooting the bowl?
Big bull.
I shot the bowl. Didn't do a damn thing.
So for a little while longer, they'll stay up, and you can tell whatever stories, however you want to tell them.
a long time ago, considering them
Yeah.
soldiers used to make me smile.
We're like 4 hours from Ohio or something, aren't we?
Depending on where in
Like on
Ohio.
the other side of
I
Chicago.
don't recall these terms
Yeah,
they
you
usually
gotta
call
go
them.
Indiana in between.
You gotta go
gotta
across
go through
Indiana.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're one state away from you.
You never know what time zone Indiana is either. So
It's about 6 hours away.
I don't
Because if we want to
remember
go
Not
these.
close to
if
Ohio.
we want to go to Andy Hop's
For 7.
Odd Mall, it's like an 8-hour drive.
Right, which we wanted to
And
do.
Indiana is a treat to drive through. Let me tell you. Really.
If you're going east-west.
And if you're from Indiana or driven in Indiana, you know what I'm talking about.
So anyway, after
We
the
have much room to
tales
talk
and
here
the
in
fireball
Illinois.
dying back down, you guys
Theirs was
go back to bed.
50 times worse, seriously.
If anybody wants to take a new watch for the rest of the night, you can. But
I'll
have a roll.
all right,
I still want the little guy with the
I go
protractor.
to sleep.
To snore, to snore, to
I sleep on top of
snore.
the wagon.
you sleep on top of the
On top
wagon.
of our wagon. Yes.
Okay. After,
Oh, what did
after
Cracker send us?
halfway through second watch, you hear a thud as he rolls over and falls off the wagon. So the next morning comes, you guys pack up, get everything ready, and start heading to Cafet. The trip is pretty uneventful. For those of you who've never been this far east, it is getting a lot more forested. Not quite as far far east, but you do notice more woods, more copses of trees, more big forests off in the distance, and probably about
The trees are very large here.
1 or 2 in the afternoon.
The trees get up and start dancing.
You guys arrive, and you can see up ahead. You see in the distance like little farms every once in a while, maybe a little village, stuff like that. They kind of point out some of these places, like, oh yes, the Sinus House rules this village.
I gotta stand.
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't know if you.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Are you going outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 2021 said he came to Twitch because he didn't get a notification on Facebook. So we're still on Facebook. So,
Oh, okay.
Yep,
yep. Go double check,
we're
but-
still running.
That's all right. You can watch this on Twitter.
Yeah.
Which has got the same feed as Facebook, so
Yep.
you're
Yeah.
there.
Yep. We're right there live. So,
And
yep.
Cracker said Indiana 2 weeks. 2 weeks of the he's in Indiana 2 weeks of the month for work.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you know what the roads I'm talking about.
I sent a dinosaur, so
There
thank
are
you.
potholes that can take
Yeah,
you quick
we
to hell.
Wow.
I had a car break apart on me in Indiana because of the potholes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Lovely.
broke the subframe of the vehicle.
That's how I lost my virginity, actually.
Breaking a subframe in Indiana?
yes.
I guess we'll get one of
It
those
broke my
rent-a-hover
protractor.
hover cars before we go to Ohio.
It's a DeLorean. Soup it up a little bit.
Yep.
Oversized hoverboard.
And about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, you come up and start seeing a village that looks like the one you're heading to. And they're like, up ahead, this is Cafet.
That must be the one. That's what they said it looks like.
Yeah. It's not an overly large village, but it is pretty good size. I mean, there's probably, you see one larger building, looks more like a thatched roof kind of building. You see actually some huts, some what look like cabins around. And then a little bit farther out toward the edge, you do see some like fields and farmland kind of stuff, surrounded by grasslands and woods. You do see as you come up, the behind is woods, but where the woods kind of clear out to some more grasslands, off in the distance, you see what looks like a smaller river. So,
Blood.
yeah, not yet.
Give us time.
Yeah. Cafet does have like a small fence around it. It's definitely not like to keep bandits or barbarians out, but
More
it
like
does look like
livestock in.
livestock, keep livestock in and stuff like that. As you kind of come in, it's very, I guess you would say, quaint little village in a way. People are out doing chores, people are out doing errands and stuff like that. You notice there's not a lot of, definitely doesn't look like a lot of fighting men or like a militia of any kind. Most of them look like farmers and their wives, maybe children. There are some younger men, but not as many as you would expect. So as you kind of ride in, people are like, oh, hey, you know, waving at Shanji and his family. And then seeing you guys, it's like, oh, okay.
Hey, what the fuck is
You know,
that?
There's a couple young people who come up like, Shanji, you're back. How was the market? And he's like, oh, yeah. We saw rocks and everything.
Look what we bought.
Yeah, and they're like, who are these people with you? He's like, well, they're just guests. We're going to have them meet the patrician, you know. And they're like, oh. And they kind of look at all of you, especially a couple of you, and they're like,
Where did you find so many nerds?
are these the warriors?
They always
And
protect.
he's like, well, we're going to talk to the patrician. But most of the people just kind of stay back. Those are some of the younger folk, like teenagers. Like, are these warriors? I'm like, well, that's yet to be decided. And he kind of takes you right up to the center of town, and there is kind of like looks almost like a longhouse. And as you
A
kind
bunch
of,
of Vikings in this damn place.
yeah, as you ride up to the front, they kind of park their wagons and motion you to the longhouse. Like, this is the patrician's house hall. So if you'd like to speak to him, we'll show you the way now. Unless you'd like something to eat first, we do have a fine inn over here to get food if you're hungry.
Why don't we have a few drinks and some food first? Talk about what we're going to do to say to this person.
Why don't we just go talk to him and see what he says?
He might actually feed us.
Sure, let's just go speak with this
Patrician.
first.
Okay. So they kind of take you up to the doors. There are a couple older men out there, and they just kind of like standing by. They look kind of like guards, but they're not really armed or anything.
Like, we came in too. My guy's like, oh, greetings, hello. Just kind of playing to the
Oh,
crowd.
okay, yeah. And they're like, hey, we don't know you, but great, thank you.
Hey, I'm so glad you're here.
Hey, you dropped
Me
your
too.
protractor.
Why?
So as you guys open the hall to the patrician, there's these two guys. They kind of like nod to Shanji and Shuri and kind of eye you. And for the patrician, they're like, yes, they would like to speak. And open the doors for you. You guys walk in. It does look kind of like a long house. It's got this, what you're in is basically the front of the house is like a long hallway with like tapestries hanging off the wall and like, not relics, but like mementos of past leaders and stuff like that. There's torches in there. As you guys kind of walk in, it's got the shuttered windows that are kind of open to let some sunlight in. As you guys come up, it looks like you're emptying out into like the hallway carpet, and then it's bare floor with like a raised dais. Looks like there's a large chair there with another chair next to it. There's a couple people up there on the dais, a few people milling around at tables or at seats, and then there's a couple doors off to the side, and you know the longhouse goes back farther. But as you kind of walk in, there is kind of like a fire pit in the middle of the room, and they walk in. The guy on the chair looks a little older. You can tell he was blonde, but it's almost going white now. He's got his long hair kind of pulled back. It's very thin at the top. He does have a full beard that's very well trimmed, but kind of long. It is, again, blonde, but going white. And he's kind of leaning at his chair, speaking to someone. And as they,
What are you doing later?
you guys
Back
walk in,
protectors?
as you guys walk in, he kind of straightens up, motions to them. They look like some sort of scribe, just robes, and he probably had like a scroll with a quill, and he just kind of like nods and backs off. And the older man has what looks like a cloak on. He's wearing just basically a leather jerkin and some breeches and nice
Leather jerky.
leather jerky. Eat me.
He's got on leather jerky.
He's got the nice riding boots, but they're a little old. But he does look fairly clean. He's got a couple bracers on, and it's one of those. He's an older guy. It looks like he was good in his youth, but maybe going a little thin. So he kind of sits up.
Good once as he ever was.
Yeah, he sits up, kind of looks at you guys. Shanji comes up and he's like, Patrician Mayfair, we would like to speak to you, and these folks would like to hear more about the matters that we are having problems with. And he kind of sits up a little straighter and looks at you all, and he's like, have you come of your own accords, or are you paid to be here? He kind of looks at Shanji. He's like, well, I'll let you answer. We have no right to speak. Patrician. He's like, that's fine. He says, so, I'm assuming Shanji has told you of a little bit of...
Some troubles.
Yes.
We came of our own volition.
Well, I thank you for hearing me out. I don't know if this is anything you can or will be willing to help out with.
Well, we just took down a wild, tainted bull in the wilderness.
Is that part of your problem?
He says,
We've already pulled on.
this is quite a bit different than that.
I cast the charm Hannibal presence. Gives me those automatic successes to all socialize rolls and all that.
Okay.
So when we were coming in, I'm going to go ahead and use that.
Okay. Just keep in mind, you want to use the charms, you can, but for stuff like role
Like
playing,
this?
you don't really need to.
Oh, okay.
I mean, just
All right. In that case.
otherwise you're just spending essence left and right, and then when it comes down to it, you're gonna be like, I have no essence.
Okay.
Because I schmoozed.
I didn't know
can.
if you had it. We were going to have
No.
to have rolls.
No, I mean you can if you wish, but you.
Actually, speaking of,
Yeah.
since we did get to sleep,
Yes.
Yes, we got that back.
Because most of
I
you
know,
spend
I-
like 2 or 3 motes of essence. You get 4 back.
I had
plus
spent
whatever.
5,
Yeah. So you get them back.
Okay.
So
and I was sleeping under the wagon still.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely.
yeah, you'll be fine. So he says, House Sinus rules this land. Alden Sinus and his sons. Alden Sinus, from what I know, is a little bit disgraced from the Blessed Isle. I guess he's been put out here a little against his will.
Did I know anything about him with my social and all that stuff?
There's so many.
Okay.
You
I just
probably
didn't
wouldn't know. They're out here making us pay taxes and such, and kind of taking what they want when they want. All of our villages are very unhappy about the situation, but we have no way to fight back or to do anything about it. The sons are very unscrupulous, very unsavory characters. Alden is shrewd, can be cruel, but I suppose fair in a sense. But if it comes to something they want, they get it. And we are tired of living under this oppression. All of us, not just Cafet, but the neighboring villages and farms. We can't take it anymore. And the last straw for me was when he came to collect my daughter to take her to his palace. She agreed to go against my wishes, but I know that if I had went against his wishes, I would be punished, possibly harmed. She did not want that. She is still up there. She's been there for 2 days. I think he wants to marry her off to one of his sons so that when I pass away, they can take over as patrician of Cafet. That is one thing I do not want, and I want my daughter back. I have reason to believe that they had something to do with the disappearance of my wife. I don't know if Shanji has mentioned that.
He had mentioned it.
She went missing 2 years ago.
I am sorry for your loss. It is hard to find love and to keep it.
He nods. He's like, that is very true.
What was your daughter's name?
My daughter's name is Angela.
You can call her Larry.
Angela, also known as Norman. Only the names have been
that is her
changed to
nickname.
protect the innocent. But he says her name was Angela, or is Angela. My wife was named Gwendolyn. She would often go for walks on nice summer afternoons, sometimes in the fall, out by the river. And the river passes close to Sinis's palace, which is about 2 hours away. I have warned her not to go so close to the palace, but there were some areas there that she found very peaceful and serene. Now, maybe it's just me, but I just have a fear that they had something to do with her disappearance. If not Alden, one of his sons. And of course, any interrogations or inquiries that we made about it were immediately shut down. They'll either look into it or they didn't say anything and sorry for your loss. And now they have my daughter. And I'm at my wit's end. We want this to end, but I don't know how to end it. I simply want my daughter back, and if possible, I would like Alden and his sons,
Eliminated?
if need be. I would definitely like to be out from under their oppression, one way or another.
I think perhaps we could at least make them see reason.
Yes. I believe so.
It is.
If you can. I am beyond reason when dealing with him, so...
A little fresh set of words, perhaps. Might help. And if everything does, might help too.
Now, with me
We do
knowing
have some tainted bowl scrotum. That we can
Just poison them all.
take it, wipe it down their face.
Lick it!
No more for you.
now knowing my stuff, I mean, if we go against tear these people down, basically the Dragon Isle is, you know, you're going to send an army out here
Like
eventually,
that?
won't they?
No.
No.
You know, over the past 5 years with the Scarlet Empress gone, they're not going to do anything. They want all their forces on the island to stop each other from backstabbing each other and taking
So
the
people
throne.
out here are pretty much on their own.
Yeah, if they send an army out here, the other houses are going to be like, what's going on out there? What are you sending an army out there for? We ought to look into that and see what we can get out of it. And it's also like, are you going for reinforcements? What's this? You're going to backstab us in the back? And the infighting just gets worse.
Gotcha.
And if they send an army out and one of the houses wants to get at that house,
Right. Perfect.
now they don't have a lot of soldiers. Now's the perfect time to strike. So you know,
Nothing's going to happen.
yeah. And if he's a disgraced, somehow separated
Right.
from the house, they put him out here for a reason.
Plus, he's part of that army, right? He's like a general in that crazed army that always comes back. Is that the one I'm thinking about?
No, the Rebellion Legion,
Yeah.
the Red Piss Legion. No.
Okay.
Nope, they just hired a bunch of drunks and criminals and said, look, this is the army we brought from House Sinis. Yeah, they're not part of it. Oh, hell no. They would, yeah.
Okay. But that's his army, though, right?
No, House Sinis, he doesn't own House Sinis or anything.
Gotcha.
And this
He's
was
just
like
affiliated with it.
This is
like 50 years ago, maybe 100
Loosely
years ago
affiliated.
is when it was
I
created.
got you. Okay.
It's just everybody blames House Sinis for creating the
Where do we go to
Vermilion
talk to
Army.
him? Where is he?
What do they blame House Sinis for?
The Vermilion Legion. They needed all these legions, so House Sinis thought, let's save money. So they rounded up all the drunks and criminals out of prison houses and streets and said, look, we'll pay you a little bit if you come fight for us. And they did. So they were like, hey, we got the Vermilion Legion. That's what we're going to call it. And it costs half as much to support as other soldiers. Well, they ended up like they would send the Vermilion Legion to go take care of a problem. They'd take care of the problem, whether it's like a whole bandit gang, and then they'd stay there and get drunk and like try and murder people until they would beg House Sinis, you send them somewhere else. And they were like, these guys are kind of unruly, but they would send them out on suicide missions, and they always managed to come back. So it's like they're like the Suicide Squad of Exalted. Nobody can. They're like cockroaches. You can't really kill them.
You can't kill House for Millions.
Chris Ronstrom's on. He's going by Ogre 2021.
Yeah, he was the one over on Twitch, and he for some reason my notifications were turned off, so he just came over to Facebook. So anyway, Chris, thanks for coming and watching the other channel.
Hey.
Thank you.
So anyway, yeah. As far as if you wanted to eliminate them, they might look into it, but they might actually be like good.
Okay, all right. I'm just trying to
that's
know
fine.
the policies.
That's fine.
How would I know? Okay, I'll ask this. Do you know why he was disgraced? Why he was taken from the Isle?
No, I just know that he wants to get back in good graces with the actual house. I don't know if he saw something he wasn't supposed to, or just got too greedy for his own good. And he kind of lowers his voice, like with the dragon-blooded, you never can tell why they're disgraced.
Yes.
Or it must have been bad if he was disgraced from House Sinus. House Sinus is known for their debauchery and orgies and other unsavory affairs, which also makes me fear for my daughter, as you can well imagine.
What sort of forces does he have here? How many men? How many gifted?
He has he and his 3 sons are exalted. Terrestrial, exalted, of course, of the dragon blood. They have a captain of the guard, who is also an exalted, who has been with them for a while. And they also have a talon of men, which you would know. The army is divided into like a platoon. Cheat here. Oop, is that it?
I had it once too.
I had it.
I got Dylan to take care of that.
Yeah, I got rid of it, but I'm no longer a virgin.
There it is. Okay, so
Protractors count, right?
kind of breaks down. It's a little weird. So a legion is 5,000 men.
Okay.
It's split into 10 dragons of 500 men each that are led by colonels. Generally made up of 4 dragons of heaven. Flights are formed of dragons for given tasks. So it'd be 500 men for infantry or archery or whatever it would be. Wings are about 250 each. Talons are about 125 each. Each wing is 2 talons. Each talon is made up of 5 scales, which is like 25 men each. And then fangs are like little groups led by sergeants and stuff.
About 125 men.
Yeah, he says they have a talon of men, which is about 125 soldiers. But they are simply mortal.
What was below scale?
Under a scale are fangs. And those are just kind of like small units for whatever special missions they need.
And how many other provinces like ourselves feel the same way as you?
Out of the 15 that he controls, I would say 15. I've spoken to many of the other rulers in the other provinces, the other farmlands. They look to me for guidance. As a matter of fact, I believe that if they were to be eliminated, I would probably control this area. And I, in a much fairer way than we are being treated now.
Did he know that you were doing this beforehand? Did he always knew that you were more in control?
I think he's jealous of it, yes. But there is no one in control but Alden Sinus and his sons. There would be no way they would not accept a mere man as a second in command, if that's what you're asking.
No, I was just saying if he thought you were plotting against him, perhaps that is why he...
He knows we are not able to do anything against him. But we have been looking for... We have had a few mercenaries come through, some bands of mercenaries in the past 5 years. try to help us out, but they never made it. Some of them took what money we gave them and left. There were 2 that tried and failed. They were made, without pointing names at who hired them, they were displayed outside of his palace as a warning to us.
Surprised he did not take retribution against you.
Not directly, but I do know that we had to give more stores of food and our monies for the entire next year, especially in the
Why
winter.
they took his stuff.
Especially over the winter, that was rough. And yes, I believe taking of my daughter
Thanks for staying alive.
was part of it. That's why he seeks to replace me with his son.
Free protractor for you.
So, are you any of these
Nobody
other
else is
lords
understand anymore.
Yeah.
willing to actually fight?
That's still 10 minutes ago.
I know. That's me. Old.
Not on our own. We would not be able to stand against the Exalted. But if a fight came to it, and certain people who were able to lead in battle, and he kind of looks at all of you, if you needed an army of your own, we would be willing to die for them. If they keep my daughter or do anything to her, I count myself among the dead already.
Her safety is probably the greatest item that we must concern ourselves with first.
I would say so. That is truly why I need help to get my daughter back. But even if that succeeds, if they remain in power, that retribution you speak of will come quicker than not.
So we just retribute them first. No problem.
Or we can do it without any further cause of anyone's death. It might be favorable.
If you can make him see reason, that would be fine. Whether he is eliminated, run off, or just forced to treat us fairly, any of those outcomes I would accept. But as it stands, it cannot go any farther. But we don't have the power to do anything about it.
Did you say that one of them just me asking, did he say one of them was kind of fair in a way? Of the 2 sons and the father was?
No, they have their own vices, but he did say the captain of the guard is exalted and has been with them, but he seems fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you could say he would pretty much tell you he seems reluctant to cause us harm, but if he's ordered to do so, he will. That's the best way I can describe his character.
Following Robster Tall.
Alden is the father.
Well, it's Raptor Tall.
He has 3 sons. His oldest son is Aramis, and he is very militant. He is Alden's captain of the guard, so to speak. The captain of the guard is named
Freddy.
Porthos?
Nolan Denerid. He is not of a dynastic house, but he is a very well-respected soldier.
Would you like those up?
Yeah, if you want. Aramis is a very militant.
Aramis, Porthos. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He is a very militant and very
I didn't hear the Aramis first.
strict person. I believe he regards Nolan as more of a father than his own father. And from what I understand from people who have been there and from the dealings I've had with them, I would not be surprised if Alden passes away. He is older, that Aramis would probably be the next in line. And if he was, I fear he would make a more cruel master than Alden. Alden's second son is Aldis. He is thin, not nearly as athletic as the other 2, I believe he has some skill with. He seems to be very watchful and know things about people that they don't know themselves. He seems very sneaky in that manner. He acts as more as an advisor to Alden.
So he's sneaky, huh?
Yeah. I feel that Aldous would follow whoever is in charge, whether it's Alden or Aramis, as long as he gets his share out of it. The youngest son is Adomus. Adomus is the one that worries me the most. He is very hedonistic, even more so than his father. I know he is... Many of the women of the villages, particularly here in Kafet, whenever he and his father arrive on business, they do not feel right around him. Many have said he makes their skin crawl. Must be his lecherous gaze or something, but
Friends calling. That's not good.
he definitely seems a little more wild and hedonistic. And, unfortunately, in physical appearances, he is closer to the age of my daughter, which concerns me greatly. They're actually much older. Adomus looks as though he's in his 20s, but he's actually 65. Aramis is 113. Alden himself is over 100. As you know, the dragon-blooded are very long-lived. So I don't know what you can do about it, but if Shanji has brought you here, he is very knowledgeable about such things. He is the one who's brought some of the mercenaries who actually did fight for us. And Shanji's like, Patrician, I have seen these good folk defend the caravan and save my daughter's life. And I have never seen anyone with such battle prowess as these people in this room. I don't know how they did it. I don't know what they can accomplish, but they accomplished some many great things in the short time I have known them. And I think if we have a chance, and if they're willing to do so, they would be able to help quite a bit. And he says, well, you say you came of your own volition. What say you? Will you help us?
We will try.
We'll do our best.
What do you say, Rin?
No, Rin actually kind of like does that little clapping.
That weird monkey comes up.
Well, he rules us.
He actually brings out symbols.
Little symbols. Ching, 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 ching.
With his teeth showing.
He jumps down, does a little tap dance, throws his hat on the ground.
Hello, my money.
Let me money, then it's like,
Start swinging poo everywhere.
I go, you know of people south of here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know of I guess they would be called Lunars to the south of here. And I can't explain what they are.
Do you know what a Karen is?
Yeah.
No, he's like, I do not know.
Hello,
what you
crazy.
speak.
Hello.
Animals or such other beings to the south. You ever much live with them?
Sure, there are animals, but I don't know of anything.
Would I know what that would be in these people?
Have you heard of any shapeshifters?
That, I guess, is that frowned upon? Do they know what lunars are? I mean, might not know.
Most mortals
Story.
don't know what lunars are because that was the first age and they were run off as opposed to the
Okay.
solars. But all exalted, all celestial exalted have been labeled anathema.
Okay.
So as far as they know, shapeshifters are like demonic people,
Okay.
like evil witches and wizards and stuff like that. So
Okay.
asking them if they're
All right, then I will rephrase
They
that.
are flying monkeys. We better keep
That's
him
just
out
my
there.
not knowing.
yeah, that's fine.
I go, let me ask you this. We are indeed gifted, but we are gifted from a time of the first age.
16 people
back away from him.
Yeah.
start lighting up towards you. Oh, you're
Well, I'm just expecting we're going to start glowing. So, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you mean we?
I, at least. I speak for myself. I am Tomo. I come from the island, from the actual Dragon College. For some time I had wished that I would be blessed with the powers that the dragon would give unto me. But I found myself in this den of vipers, constantly at odds by being of my soul, of what they did to the people of this all creation. Perhaps one day I would be blessed to maybe change it.
Before you go any further, first of all, when you said you would help, you notice he actually started to cry a little bit, and he's kind of composing his. As you're telling this story, he kind of looks at you and he goes, "You don't have to say anymore." And we are thankful and honored to be in the presence of something that can save us. And he actually gets up off his throne and looks, and he's like, "Are you all?"
I will use the moat to glow it. The symbol glow.
To actually bring up your cast mark?
Yep. I'm going to do that. That's like, what, a moat?
Yeah, right. Yeah, but don't worry about it.
Okay.
Shanji and Shuri are like, what? And he actually kind of like, and he takes a knee and looks at you and he's like,
Sorry.
"We have followed the old ways. I hope you understand that the Immaculate Order and their teachings,
I'm fine.
we are familiar with the Immaculate Order and their teachings. In the presence of the Sinus, we have to honor that. But we pray to the spirits and the old gods, even though they tell us not to. And many of us, including myself, have been told of stories from when I was a young boy about the beginnings in the first age. The dragon-blooded speak of the anathema. I do not know what you are, but I know you are not demons."
I'll go up and I'll basically try and lift him up with my hand if he allows me.
Don't touch me.
You're gonna lift him up by the neck.
Check this out. I learned this charm. It's called Vader's Grab.
Yep.
No, you actually help him up, and he kind of like looks at. He's got tears in his eyes.
Yeah, no, I raise him up and I'm like, history is written by those who win it, but there is truth upon it. We have become vile things, much like the man you speak of this day. And perhaps we needed to learn our way again. We are reborn. The tapestry is constantly kept clean of us, so that we may not corrupt their corruption. But we are returning to stop it. Perhaps this rebirth will be a new age, that we all to fight together for a good cause.
I just kind
And I help him up.
my weapon on the board next to me and lean on it and go, "Perhaps, sir, you will be able to see what was."
He pretty much like, he's tearing up and everything, and he kind of gives you the warrior shake and does the same to you, and he's like, "I thank you all. You may be our salvation." And he says, "Whatever you need, whatever we can give is yours."
I go, "I think that is what we are to say."
He says, "Well,
some mutton and meat would be good right now."
yes, feast." He's immediately like, "Yes." So everybody.
Did anyone else show their marks or not?
Okay. No, he's the demon, just that dude.
Yeah, we're with it. We're like sidekicks.
We came here for something else. I don't know who he is.
I cannot.
No, it is not a
Full chain.
podcast at the moment, Toroken, but will be at some point.
So he basically kind of hollers to everybody in the hall. A lot of people are turning around. He's like, "Food, drink. We need to have a gathering to honor our guests." We'll keep that on the download, demon.
Yeah.
To honor our new guests, who may actually be able to speak on our behalf to House Sinus. And your round of applause. Basically, they're going to treat you very well for the rest of the afternoon.
I'll have it paid after that.
Food, drink. You can talk to whoever. Most of the people in the village come. They're all very polite. he doesn't like, look, they're solars. You know, he just
Yeah, I did fade it after that.
yeah, just the people in like
Keep
the,
it on. It'll be fine.
in his room
Go wrong.
know about it.
The light in
Shanti,
the sky, I'm just gonna burn.
yeah, it's like, anybody want a glow stick? Doing the raid stuff.
That's solar signal.
But yeah, the rest of the afternoon and into the evening, they basically have a feast and a party in your honor. A lot of people want to meet you. A lot of people are thanking you.
Oh, this is an ego.
But it's
right
funny.
here.
It's funny because when they do it at their own house and they close all the shutters. So it's like anybody walking by is like, if you go outside for something, you would never know this is going on in here. And it's like, oh, okay.
On the DL, big time.
Yeah. So that night, he bids you to rest, and if you want to talk about anything, he'll give you any details he can. He can even kind of draw you up with the palace, kind of like a map, basically. And then
I will definitely get that.
okay,
I'm going to find the bathhouse.
bathhouse.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I know Tomo is probably asking him lots of questions like, well, when they do use their abilities, what do they do? Is there something that stands out?
And
You know.
they are. He can tell here, Dennis. if you
Archers,
want-
sword
Look at
fighters.
that and pass it around. That is the outside of the palace. Yeah, Aramis is a great swordsman and an archer. It looks like they're all aspected. As you know, terrestrial exalted aren't like Dawncast or anything like that. They're aspected to an element because they were created by the elemental dragons. So, for example, Alden Sinus is aspected with water. So he has a lot of his charms that they've seen seem to be like
Thank you for calling, Mr. Eric.
Which one is that?
Alden, the father.
Okay.
So he has a lot of charms that are like
Is this D&D? No,
telling if
it's,
people are
Exalted.
charms like, are you telling me the truth? Or
Social ones.
yeah, social charms. He has a lot of those, but they have seen him do some things like actually increase fog in the area, or attack people from his hand with like a blast of cold air, ice or something. So Aramis is
Chilling
aspected
reception?
with
A chilling reception.
yeah. Aramis is aspected with fire. He has a lot of. They've seen him ignite his sword in flame.
Thank goodness the royal palace is backed up to.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's going to be easy to do.
He's very good at swords. He's a very good swordsman, and he's also a very competent soldier. Aldous is also aspected with fire. They've never really seen anything of his charms, but he's very sneaky, and he seems to be very silver-tongued when it comes to certain things. So he probably has social and stealth charms and stuff like that. Adamus is aspected with wood, and he doesn't seem to do much other than creep people out. So you've never seen him. They've never seen him fight, but he is also a little.
He's always got a witty.
Yeah. He is a hedonist. Like he seems to have a little bit of a silver tongue too, but whereas Aldous generally uses his silver tongue as a ingratiating, I'm at your service, whatever, kind of like Loki.
Right.
This guy's like, I'm at your service. Do you wash your pants in Dawn dish soap? Because I can see myself in them. He's a little more like that, where you're like, oh, that's inappropriate. But yeah. And then Nolan Denerid is a soldier, and he is very kind of stoic and straight-laced, and they can tell that sometimes he'll be like, grab that person for insulting me. And they have seen Nolan like hesitate and then like grab him, and they can tell, you can just tell that he's like, yes sir. But if there was a chance, maybe he's not liking what he's doing. I don't know.
Adonis has a way with wood. You don't say.
Yeah.
Rogan on Snap or TikTok.
Those are the only terrestrial exalted that are at the palace that you know of, but they do have 125 soldiers. And the next morning, as you guys kind of wake up, you will see 2 soldiers kind of coming into town, and they are in the dragon-blooded kind of uniforms with the helms. If you pull up the picture of Nolan,
I've been putting back.
Yeah.
Which one?
Nolan,
Yep.
yeah,
I got it.
that's kind of what their uniforms look like. So they kind of come in. His is a little more grand, but they basically wear the same thing, same helms. They kind of ride into town, and as you guys wake up, Daniel Mayfair's like, "Don't worry, they're just here to make the rounds, so to speak. If you just stay out of sight, they won't even ask about you. But if you choose to speak to them,
And these are just 2 guards, and neither one of them's Nolan.
be respectful." Yeah, he's like, "These are 2 mortal guards." So they kind of ride into town. If you guys stay out of sight or anything like that, they basically kind of ride through town, look at things. Daniel Mayfair steps out of the longhouse. "Good morning, my honored warriors." They're like,
I'll probably switch the other, my more
"Good morning."
buff jacket.
They're like, "Good morning, patrician. Any news?" "No, none so far." They'd be like, Don't forget, your taxes are due next month." He's like, "Yes, we understand. We are ready." He's like, "Good. Make sure that you are." And they just kind of ride on through and then leave. And he's like, "They're making their rounds. They'll visit the other villages today." So if you guys are out there, they just kind of look you up and down like, "Okay."
I mean, his wagon's out there, so that would look suspicious. But
No, they don't. These guys come through. He's like, "These guys come through once or twice a month, and it's usually not the same 2 guys."
okay.
They probably won't even notice the wagon.
Yeah, they don't keep track of every single person
just a
in the
wagon.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're like,
the wagon.
"Good morning, Patrick. Where'd the wagon come from? It was stolen from my brother."
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Or
You got
that monkey.
a permit for that monkey? So,
No.
but yeah, they just kind of ride through and kind of gruffly, "Don't forget your taxes," and then leave. And he's like, so,
They're due April 16th.
yeah.
Get on our way then.
You have to get that 26.7B if you want to file late.
Yeah. Don't forget your terrestrial. I have a terrestrial child, so you can get that benefit. So
Terrible.
So anyway, once they ride through, Daniel Mayfair is kind of like, "Well, I don't know how you want to approach this, but if you wish, I will happily send a rider to the other villages
That's what I was just going to say.
and let them know to prepare if you think it's going to be that way. I don't know."
It's always
I think
best
they
to
should
look for the
definitely
warning
be-
fires.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would think it would be good to show a united front together, that you are all into this.
Are you into this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am a hedonist, but still. But as I say, a unifying factor that we are committed together to fight this evil that has come among us.
And plus, just communication with the other villages so that they
Yes.
know something may be about to happen.
Do you trust all of them? Or are
I
there
do.
spies among them?
No, I trust them. If you wish, I can ask for the leaders of each village to arrive here.
If it would not arouse suspicion, perhaps they would be good to speak unto them. What do the rest of you think?
Agreed.
We should definitely
Let them know.
plan, make our initial plans and backup plans, and
Well, he sends out a rider, and within about 2 or 3 hours, they start trickling in. Look, there's Boromir. Look, Legolas is here.
Yeah.
Look, there's Gimli. They start trickling in, so eventually in the longhouse, you've got 15 men who, 14 men and 1 woman who show up, and they all look like older. Some of them are dressed a little bit more like merchants. Some are dressed like warriors. Some are dressed like farmers. A lot of them are just like farmers.
Titan's breath.
Okay, sweet.
What?
That's a joke. Oh, geez, you're all dead.
Wait a minute. Let's go take care of the other guy first, and then we'll take care of these guys.
Oh, that's right.
I always get confused. That way we can kill them, move into the palace, then take care of it. So anyway, yeah, they all show up, and the patrician has a meeting with you guys involved. If there's anything,
So these guys here are gonna kill everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
and you guys can kind of verify that you are going up to the palace to talk to House Sinus, either to negotiate a peace treaty or whoop ass.
I think that should be what we do first, is at least try to solve this.
Yeah, I think that's
peacefully.
what everybody here, we should all sit and discuss it. So
Yeah.
there's a
Well,
character we
exactly
should
how
do.
are you going to solve this peacefully by just, walking up to him and demanding him to,
Well, that is something
no matter
we
what
must
we say, he's
agree
going to get
to.
pissed.
Yeah, we could just sneak in and take the woman and then wait for the repercussions and then just move everybody down. It'd be wonderful.
Well, that is another thing.
Kind of keen
As
on
well.
that idea.
I'm just saying it's an option.
I doubt, unless we are wishing to stay here
Yeah,
our
forget that
entire
dragon
rest of
blooded
our
dog.
lives,
You forget how the dragon blooded door.
yes, they will lie through their teeth.
They'll murder everyone in sight.
I know, but
No matter what we do.
if we leave,
They're not gonna talk normal.
then they will say whatever they wish if they are intimidated. When we leave, they will come back.
They'll attack everyone. Yes.
Yeah. Will
Well, if I
repercussions.
may say, many of us have our gifts that we each have, and
Yes.
I, along with your persuasion, could possibly
Eat a bug?
get them to agree to peaceful pacts and
Things are things.
Keep
I could
coming.
say I am from the Isle himself, which I technically am.
As am I.
Yes.
Exalted in the middle of them. It wasn't good.
And of course, while we are trying to suss out what they're going to tell us and what they're going to lie to us about, we have others with their own gifts that could be doing things in the background or
That is true.
distractions or
I do have papers stating that I am on.
Crack.
Yes, lots of it. I am the sacred. I am the sacred.
Snort that orichalcum powder.
Well, he's all welcome.
Oh my.
I know not of these dragonborn. I have had no dealings, so I shall follow yours leads on this.
What it is I am saying is, we could pretend to be part of my group as I investigate first aid things for the college.
One of the leaders kind of brings up, he is disgraced from the house. Maybe you're here to investigate whether he's worthy to come back to the house. That would definitely entice him to listen to what you have to say.
That is true.
would be a
That's a
very
bit
good
of a-
introduction at the very least.
At least to
A
start.
bit of a tribunal.
In a sorts, yes. Since I do have official paperwork, that would help. And I have been on.
No one expects the dragonborn conditions.
But at least we could be able to find the daughter and flip her out quickly if we had to. Here he may do something before her if we mass an army.
I think if we have the massed army anyway, it would be a good idea.
Yes.
Well, they all kind of agree that should you need us, as many of us
We
can
would send a signal. We
fight,
would know. To be ready.
what would your signal be?
The bat sign. It was up in the sky. Look at the clouds.
The big flute.
I'm sure there will be a beacon,
We're gonna.
an unmistakable
We're
beacon.
going to hold Tomo up really high and make it glow.
Growler,
He could.
growler, growlables.
We don't know what it'll be, but you'll know it.
All right.
Look for the golden arches.
It'll be unmistakable.
Oh, you get the Happy Meals.
But we could even have it where they amass themselves and we are to join them and then turn on them in the middle of the battle.
That's deception.
That is the dragon way. But if he can
We
sense
are not the
lies,
dragon way.
but if he can sense lies too, there on into that there is danger.
But if we were able to get Nolan onto our side,
Yes.
if it came to having to,
The men greatly
Insurrect
respect
against-
Nolan and Amaris. So it's possible that if you can deal with Aramis and get Nolan on your side, he may be able to turn the tide of some of his soldiers to help. But we will watch for your sign. We will all amass our own fighters. We will wait anxiously,
Do so
looking
secretly.
to the palace. And
Do
if
so
we see
secretly.
something,
Don't let it be seen.
no.
Don't let it be
But
seen.
we will be ready with our weapons. Should we see a symbol, we will make it there as soon as we can. As I say, the palace is two hours from here, 2 hours walk. Many of us do have horses, so we can be there quick.
At the very least. At the least, I mean.
Are there any others in the valleys that you've seen that would oppose them? The other
We are
strange goings on, or any other dealings he is infatuated with?
no, just of what we've spoken.
No one knows
We do
where.
know one of them says that in his village they are very knowledgeable. They have a lot of books and scrolls. Nothing major, but they do have some. Aldous, the middle son, tends to spend his time there, and he has purchased books on like thaumaturgy, like mortal magic and stuff like that. Books of the first age that they have, which is not much, but he usually buys them. And if somebody else buys them first, he will pay them. And if they are very adamant, that person usually has some sort of accident. Very rarely life-threatening, but broken leg. And then all of a sudden, oh, I sold that to Aldous. Aramis doesn't usually come down to any of the villages, but Adomus, there is a village that is well known for a tavern. And he comes there quite often. And sometimes he will make offers to women. Some of the women, obviously, are of that profession, but sometimes he can be a little rough. And sometimes he tries to proposition women who are not of that profession. If they refuse, sometimes that gets kind of dicey.
We will eventually proposition him.
Shut that protractor right up his prostate.
Yes. Measure this.
And nobody knows where the daughter is.
In the palace. There have been a couple people, merchants, who set up there. On that map, there was like a market
Yeah.
that's kind of open to everybody. So a lot of these people will go up there and sell goods to the dragon-blooded, like their best foods and stuff like that. A couple of them have seen Angela, like yesterday, but she was always in the company of like at least 4 guards, and usually Alden and one of the sons was walking with her, just walking with her. But it was almost like, seemed like also they were parading a trophy. But they did notice that whenever Adomus was around, he was right there by her side. And she seemed very polite, but Daniel Mayfair knows that my daughter is like, oh, she will be kind to his face. And if he tries anything, she will sternly fight back. But I don't know how long she can hold out against those kind of advances, especially if he decides to overpower her. He's very worried
your
about
life.
Yeah, she is very social as well. But yeah,
We need to be moving on this quick then.
Well, I would much like to see these books. And there's something else in these areas I would like to investigate. I think we mentioned it before. That would be the nurse.
Well, it's like a couple of weeks away.
Is that?
yeah, it's a couple weeks.
Oh,
to the
weeks.
south.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
that was a couple days.
No, a couple weeks travel to the south.
Yeah, that would be something else then.
Afterwards.
So by the time you guys have this meeting, it's again probably about lunchtime, because this day took a couple hours for everybody to get here.
Right.
So you can have some lunch, and then the leaders of the villages are like, the palace has no curfew.
You have 6 fast horses?
We do.
We would like them, please.
All right.
I have a.
Do we have
You have a horse.
5.5 horses?
Well,
He has a.
He brings up a Shetland
We
pony.
have 4 3/4 of a horse.
You can carry this one.
Do you have one horse? Not gonna get them.
So anybody who wants a horse can have a horse. They'll saddle them up for you and everything. So if you want to bring your wagon, you're more than welcome to. If you just want to bring Bucephalus, that's okay.
Actually,
You can write.
I realized them what
No, that's right.
usually happens with the market. Is there usually
Yeah,
a
right on the
time?
left. It's okay.
Yeah, it usually starts around
I'll be writing on that side.
8 or 9 in the morning,
Yeah.
and then it goes till about 4 or 5.
Gotta get
Sometimes
uncomfortable after a while.
I never fall off though. It's amazing.
And do they usually like shoo all the merchants out?
The ones that are from out of the palace, yes, because
Yeah.
people from the villages will go there to purchase goods for a little bit more money, but they're of good make. So the merchants and artisans in the palace sell their wares, and the people will come in and buy them, and then the people can come in and sell their wares to any dragon-blooded or guests that they have there, or not dragon-blooded, but the dynasts.
Right.
And there's people who live there too. I mean, servants and stuff like that. And they will buy from the regular folk. You know, they usually sell theirs a little cheaper. Most of the other merchants are like, oh, you're selling that here. But a lot of the servants will be like, oh, it's cheaper than your shit. So they will buy from them. So the ones that live out of the palace grounds, yeah, about 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, whenever they start winding down. Okay, folks, go home. Market starts tomorrow. Anybody else can keep staying there.
Right.
So
You said there were a couple of the leaders that looked like they were more merchant based.
yeah,
Actually, I'll ask them if there's enough goods that I can put together and act as a merchant and go set up in the
oh yeah,
market.
they'll find some stuff for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff do you want to sell? They have, you know, pots, pans, produce, whatever. Or they can just get a bunch of stuff together that might fetch a price.
Yeah.
Okay, they'll get a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get some dildos and sex toys.
That's right.
No, that's him.
We got this little stool, so when you're on the toilet, you can put your feet up. Sell that.
It's a squatty potty.
That's it. Somebody, this is the bathroom buddy.
Stool for your stool.
Got some poopery too.
And then one of our stories is going to be like Mike's coming in from the
Blessed Isle.
Blessed Isle to investigate whether or not he can be,
Yeah.
the leader can be
Brought back. Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll be some of us will be a delegation of that, and then like maybe some of the others can be
Sneak in.
sneaking
I
around.
know, I'm not
If you were going
getting
to
up
be
to
part of an official
That's
delegation,
what I'm looking for.
the worthiness of a good disguise is not something to be ignored. So you don't look like a savage from the north.
Or the south. Savage from the south is even worse. Savage from the southeast is terrible.
Well, then I guess I better for this guy.
So
Be easier just simply to be the savage from the north walking in. Wandering in.
So we will stop there since you guys have already discussed your plans. Next time we pick up, you will go to the palace. And I'm hoping within a session or two this will be done because it depends on how you handle this.
Alrighty.
Well, that's it for us, folks. Make sure you check us out every Tuesday night. Make sure to check out our Linktree. There you can find the YouTube channel where we have all of our games and lives listed. Hey, did you know you can come see us sometime? That's right. We're going to be doing some shows in the areas here real soon. In fact, May 19th, 20th, and 21st will be at the Quincy Quincy Time Travelers Weekend in Quincy, Illinois. And then after that, we'll be at Planet Funk Con in Davenport, Iowa. So come check that out. And we're going to do something really cool down at the Big River Steampunk Festival.
Yes.
Which goes on in
And Mike is wearing the shirt.
So make sure you check that out. You can find all the links to those things through all of our social media, like I said, with the Linktree. Thanks to Dale for running the game tonight, to Dennis for hosting in the Dragon's Den, Mike for helping with the live stream, and Arabelle for jumping in playing tonight. Don't forget to check our live Linktree. We'll see you all next Tuesday.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll get through this.
Thanks, everybody.
Saying it. Good night.
Good night.
All right. See you guys later.
See you, Brad.
Okay, night, Brad. Have a good week. Okay.